right, let's do a cheers to the Snobies and Safe Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log in with some sirloin bites.
One for one, the deal's done. Bobby Mack let us know. Ryan Stromey lost it twice. Drake from Manning was not nice. Two good picks, they went for Griff. Pete just had to go. Eric Greiber buyout, what was that all about? Miko signed a 3-year deal, and my friends, that ain't no steal. Traded for Spooner, shoulda canned him sooner. Chris Russell, Lucic, no movement on their deals. Pete left a tire fire. Bobby Nix is searching for the perfect person. Pete left a tire fire. Now it's tough to do well when you're stuck in cap hell.
6:07 in the morning. It is AM. Hello. On FM radio. The first time we've ever been on FM radio together, Will Fraser.
Wow.
Remember?
What a moment.
Remember back in the day, just before you were fired and later on I would be fired?
I was laid off.
Oh, sorry, laid off. Laid off, my bad. But I remember back in those days.
Rumors get started.
I said, Fraser, you're going to be laid off.
Yeah.
Then myself and the rest of the station will eventually be killed.
Yeah.
Then we'll start
Bled dry.
an internet startup, essentially, and then it'll eventually lead to us being on the FM radio dial together.
Finally.
You knew when we said that?
Called it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Just the exact way we thought it would go down.
Hey, guys, this isn't goodbye. I'll see you on the FM.
I'll see you on the FM dial. Remember, I almost went over to the dark side over at the Bear.
Oh, my God.
Before they brought McCord back. They offered me a Harley Davidson. That was the best. That was the best offer ever. I remember our old boss sit down and he goes, listen, thinking about maybe having you come over and doing the Bear morning show with Yukon. And I said, well, I like sports. I don't know if I really want to stop talking sports. I appreciate the interest, but I like it. I like it where I am. And he goes, yeah, but could get you a Harley Davidson. I said, why would that add? Like, why would that be the deal closer? Like, why in the world would I be like, I go home to Tam and go, listen, my whole lifelong dream of being a sports broadcaster, I'm giving it up to go on to FM radio to do a music morning show. Well, why? Oh, because they gave me a Harley Davidson. Can you
You were Wayne getting a gun rack for your birthday.
Yes, exactly. Oh, a Harley Davidson. What in the world am I going to do with a Harley Davidson? I remember when they told me, they're like, this is the big deal. Like, we're going to close this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not interested. Well, what about this? Vroom, 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 vroom.
That's when they looked at you and were like, if you're not careful, you're going to lose me.
So anyway, in the end, we still got to the FM dial. Shout out to 95.7 Cruise FM. A conch for them over there. I mean, when you do look at me walking around, you do think, Harley guy.
Yeah. Like,
I've been 2 years faking being a truck guy.
yeah, like you're just, you're bummed already that you're not out on those streets just cruising around.
Yeah. People find it weird when I have somebody else bring a trailer in and drop my bike off at the biker gang bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And then I
you
walk
can ride
in.
that home? Nope.
Yeah.
Didn't ride it here.
If I was, you might give me a tow on your Harley?
Exactly.
If I was in a biker gang, I would definitely be the commissioner of the fantasy football league. That would be my thing. Can you imagine being in a biker gang fantasy football league? That would be good. That would be good. I'm in this biker gang mode right now because I watched Task over the weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Task is a fabulous show. Shout out to everybody who told me about it. Mark Ruffalo at his best. It was a good show. I mean, if you've seen Task, you know. But if you haven't seen Task, I do suggest checking it out. It was better than that hockey game on Saturday. Am I right? I think we should do a wellness check on YouTube. Trev here. We'll do that in just a moment. The Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson, whoa. We're proud to be local and family owned. Count on experience to speak for itself. With Weiss Johnson, whoa. Striving to bring you a comfortable home. Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Yes, check out WJSportsTalk.com for all the sweet deals that Dennis and the crew over at Weiss Johnson have hooked us up with. If you're sitting there in a house right now and you don't have a furnace, you're like, oh man, winter's coming. I'm going to freeze just like Nick Gage and Butcher's Crossing.
I think I'm missing something.
Then you go get a furnace at Weiss Johnson. So I was talking about when was my last show? Wednesday I was in, and I was talking about wouldn't it be cool if a home had 2 furnaces? So get this.
Lots of homes.
Well, yeah. Well, phrase. I didn't know this at the time. Thank you. But no, Dennis from Weiss. Oh, you know who else texted me yesterday? I'm totally getting distracted here. Robert King. Remember he came to Mexico with us? Yeah. He was asking me, he's like, what's that sub place you guys are talking about? Firehouse. Go check it out. Where is it here? Dennis texted me at some point over the week. Here we are. He goes, sorry, I've been working in Jasper all week. I was just listening to your last episode about furnaces. And the most we've installed, listen to this. Yeah. You'll never believe this. The most we have installed in one house was 6.
Yeah, I believe it.
We do lots and lots of houses with at least 2 furnaces in them. So these must be massive houses.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're talking like
you need a furnace for the east wing.
Yeah, exactly. Like 8,000 square foot homes.
But 6, that's got to be Kate's or McDavid. Hey? Has to be.
Yes, it definitely is a house with different wings. You're right.
Right, that's what it is. It's like you might not see your family for a couple of days, even though everybody's at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
I'm sure the guys at Weiss Johnson could tell us. I bet you there's some sort of correlation between like ducting and furnace. Like
so you can only do so many feet of ducting.
Yeah. That would be my
guess. That's why you're a
That
wiser man than I. Anyway, Weiss Johnson, if you want to get 6 furnaces in your house, Weiss Johnson are the guys to do it. You can text us anytime. Anybody have any thoughts on that hockey game?
5 backups.
Yeah, exactly. What's a 5 furnace contingency plan?
Exactly.
We'll be warm forever. I got a few things to say about that hockey game. We'll definitely get into that. You can text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Don't be a dud. Be a stud at PJ's, parisjewelers.com. And one of your text messages will end up winning the Royal Pizza text of the day. There's this one I think came to me on Twitter yesterday. Somebody hit me up with this. Royal Pizza. The Oilers lost by 8. They did. They lost by 8. Trev, before I rant on, I've never had this much Oilers-related prep in my life. Like, I got a lot of problems with this team. And I know you've been the phrase is always the it's fine guy. Well, I'm telling you, phrase, it's not fine anymore. There's a lot of things to say about this damn hockey game. But let's do a wellness check on young YouTube Trev over there. Trev, not only did you get to watch this game on Saturday, you did it after moving a friend. That sounds like an awesome day.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was so happy and fortunate to have my night capped off.
Yeah.
After working hard, moving all day to watch the team that I cheer for my entire life get just absolutely dummied 9-1. That's how my night was capped off with. It was honestly, I you know that hysterical laugh where you're just like, you don't believe what you're watching and you just, you start doing one of those.
Like you got crazy laugh. You're full blown crazy laugh guy.
Man. It was so, I became crazy laugh guy watching that game. So we're going to get into it. Just embarrassing. Like
almost killed your fandom. Almost killed your fandom.
As a fan, like what is there to cheer about? What is there to be happy about? Like think about, I feel like, the Lorax, he speaks for the trees. I speak for the fans. Imagine spending 5 hours. I just thought about that. Like I would spend 5 hours driving up, sometimes 6 hours, depending on the weather, to come watch the Oilers play. And that is a game you want to. It's on. You mark it on the calendar, right?
Heavyweight
Nathan
tilt, they
MacKinnon,
called it. Yeah.
Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, Leon Draisaitl. That is a game that people just anticipate. So I know there's a handful of fans that spent hours driving in to watch that. And that is just, I feel for them, man. Like that sucks. That is so sad. Nothing in that. And, you get your butt kicked, whatever, but just to have no fight in the game, that's nothing. It all starts there, man. Like that is just probably the most pathetic performances I've seen from this Oilers, McDavid and Draisaitl squad probably ever, man. And I hope it doesn't that is rock bottom. It can't get worse than that. When your leaders are showing no fight, oh man, that is pathetic. It's embarrassing. It is actually embarrassing. That's the team I'm cheering for. Are you kidding me? Like, why would I cheer for a team that just, we're just going to just take this. We're going to take it. That's what we're going to do from Nate Dogg and Cale Makar. Yeah, that sounds real fun. No, like that is so embarrassing, man. So yeah, we'll get into it, but just embarrassing. Like, though, that is my word, embarrassing. If you were asking me one word, embarrassing.
I like how you're the Lorax of the fans.
Yeah.
I didn't move past the Dr. Seuss reference. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
I don't know anything else you said. You lost me when you're like, I'm the Lorax.
I don't know what I said.
Okay, look, I'm not going to be the guy who talks you off the ledge today.
No.
But Phrase, I know Lieutenant Eric has told me multiple times. Phrase is always like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I just
are you
think,
still it's fine guy?
Like,
because I'm not.
Like, I just look at a hockey team that you mentioned how you spent drive 3 hours. I don't know why anyone pays money to watch this team in October and November. I just don't know. Like if there's one consistency on this hockey team right now, it's that come February, they all of a sudden turn it on and they're the best team in the NHL. And come November, they're a basket case. Last year at this time, we were like, it can't get any worse. And then they got blown out by San Jose. Do we all remember that?
That was Tommy Gazzola had an epic rant on that when they lost to San Jose.
It just feels horribly predictable. Let me put it that way. Like that, but it's also on us for expecting something different. Like it's not going to happen. And listen, this might bite this team in the ass finally.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what you worry about.
But it's also, we also need to move on from the idea that that this is a team that's on the precipice of leaving or being sold or not being one of the marquee destinations in the NHL. It has the two best players in the world playing on it, and they're playing like garbage right now. And so because of that, they aren't playing well. And I know people are like, oh no, they're still leading. You know what this team looks like when their leaders are engaged. And they are completely disinterested out there right now. Like they are playing at 70% and they are taking on competition that's playing at 90%. And it just looks like it. most nights.
780-218-9999. If you're listening to 95.7 Cruise FM, you can text us. We'll get to a few of your texts. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, please tell your friends how easy it is to stream us. And if you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be greatly appreciated. I do want to get to this before I dive into this as well. 6 o'clock hour is brought to you by Wil.
Wil, your partner in power.
Yes, Wil, your power play specialist. They've got the gear you need for your next electrical project. With 3 Edmonton area locations, you can order online anytime. Ewell.ca. Wil, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. I do want to come up with a name for Saturday night. I've got the Romp at Rogers currently in there, but there could be other things like the Saturday Slaughtering, or there's something along those lines, so we can always remember it, right? So years from now, we can look back on it and go, oh yeah, that was the blank and blank. When Trev referred to himself as the Lorax of the fans, the morning after. Crusher texts in, not our Crusher, a different Crusher.
Yeah.
The worst game ever in all of the NHL that I have watched, not just the Oilers for the worst game, for every team. They were the worst ever. F sakes. So that guy's not feeling very well this morning. This text is in no handle from a 403 number, says, let's just pretend that Oilers game never happened. Well, I can't allow that. I can't allow that today. I got a few things to say about this hockey team. First of all, the build up to the game. Like, you're sitting there and the panel on Sportsnet and into Jack and Louie, everyone's like, a battle of true heavyweights in the National Hockey League. And then that's what happens. This was Mike Tyson versus Little Mac. Remember Little Mac? Yeah. The little guy in the game who was always trying to punch up and get Mike Tyson. Come on, man. That's what this game ended up being. The entire team ended up being minus players. Okay, and we can sit here and debate the core season, the expected goals and all this stuff, but every single player was a minus player. Just the second time in the history of the franchise that happened. You have to go back to 1995. Not even in the decade of darkness did the entire team go minus in a game. You have to go back to 1995, 9-0 loss against, at the time, what would have been a pretty stacked Detroit Red Wings team. I believe I saw Gage on the postgame show, or in the chat on the postgame show, saying he was a part of that 9-0 loss. So Gager will be on around 8:30 today. So we will get to that. There's so many different angles that you can look at here. One, you allow that many goals, obviously you're going to look at the goaltending. Okay, so let's just break down the goaltending for a second. First goal, Cale Makar walks in, snipes it inside the post. Pretty nice shot, little bit of traffic move by. I get it. Okay, that's Cale Makar, the best defenseman in the league, one of the best players in the league. Second goal, pretty much the exact same thing. Cale Makar is allowed to walk right in. This time he puts it right through Stuart Skinner. That one can't happen. Like, the first one's a snipe inside the post, good shot, you'll give it to him. The second one goes right through the 7-hole, simply unacceptable, can't have that. Third goal, Gavin Brindley's right in behind both defensemen. Like, there's a rebound that comes out. Neither defenseman's within a stick length of this guy. He grabs it, puts it in the back of the net. The fourth goal, Drury, there's 5 Edmonton Oilers standing around. Drury skates right in between all 5 of them. Tips it home 4-0. Okay, mercy pull, Skinner, everybody online. Skinner. They bring in Picker. Picker looks easily worse than Stuart Skinner. Yeah. Like, he didn't even look like he belonged in the National Hockey League in that game for some reason.
Pickard looked like the exact reason why we haven't seen a lot of Pickard.
Yeah, Pickard looks like the guy that people are like, oh, better start Skinner. Yeah. Think about that for a second. Okay, so that didn't look good. High danger chances in this game, though. We're 16-8, though, for the Colorado Avalanche. Yep. Twice as many high danger chances. The Edmonton Oilers right now are actually bottom 5 in the net. Like, everybody wants to bitch about goaltending, and obviously they need an upgraded net. I'm not saying that they don't, but they are bottom 5 in high danger chances for this year. The Edmonton Oilers, bottom 5 in the league in high danger chances created. That's a major concern. The other concern is that this game should have been 13 or 14-1. Colorado scored 9 goals and went 0 for 7 on the power play.
I know.
How do you go 0 for 7 on the power play? Like, I'm sure there were Avs fans being like, man, that power play's struggling.
That's why the plus minus was so bad for the Oilers.
Yeah, because
They
all
should
of
have
it even
allowed some
straight.
power play goals against.
That would have at least maybe stopped a couple guys from being a minus.
Yeah.
But like the game should have been like it should have been worse. As bad as it was, it probably
Their penalty kill
should have
release
been
showed
worse. It was awful. Okay,
And they owned the face-off dot.
yeah, well, see, that's a positive too. Here's the other thing, though. This is what really grinds my gears from that game. If you're gonna go down fighting, and I'm not talking about a line brawl.
No.
I'm talking about stopping in front of their crease, poking their goalie, maybe a little bit. Go like this with your glove in somebody's face. This is the softest team I've ever seen. Like, it is absolutely pathetic. Nobody. Trent Frederick, what do you do? What is your purpose here? And then after the game, Trent Frederick says, well, nobody wants to fight a guy with 1 goal. Those are the only guys who fight. Guys who have 1 goal. Your purpose here is to fight somebody. You don't. I mean, go force the issue. Yeah. Do something. Like, somebody do something on this team. The fact that they went down and look, like, this is what angers me. Okay? Because I see a guy like Trev who's a major fan, and he's heartbroken, and they're devastated. Yeah. And the team looks like they're the ones in the city that care the least. Yeah. And that's the major concern here. This team has no give a damn level right now. None. At all whatsoever. And then Frederick, after the game, would be like, yeah, nobody wants to fight a guy with 1 goal. I would argue, if you went and looked at everybody who's fought this year in the league, most of them have 1 goal or less. That's how it works. This was your chance. And I'm not saying when it's 9-0, 9-1 or whatever in the third period, run around like an idiot with your head cut off. I'm saying when it's down 4-0, down 3-0, provide your team with a bloody spark, man. That guy, that's 7 more years of this guy. 7 more years of this guy. The fact that Bowman gave him 8 years makes me question all of his decision-making moving forward. Like, you had to wrap this guy up so he couldn't get to free agency? So he could come here and do nothing? He's on pace for less than 40 goals over the 8-year contract. Think about that for a second. And he won't fight anybody. Doesn't do anything. Literally, useless. And then you think about, okay, post-game. So post-game, the media requested Frederick, Wallman, Mangiapane. But one of the leaders of this team should have said, I talk tonight. I'm going to be the guy who goes to the fire tonight, not these 3 guys who haven't been around the organization. So fail from McDavid, fail from Draisaitl. McDavid did speak to the media yesterday, the most blah, useless availability ever. And their head coach has no fire. None. Knobloch sits there. And if you want to wonder why the team has no pulse, because this guy has no pulse. And maybe his lack of pulse has helped them in the playoffs, the ups and downs over the last few years. Like, I'll give him credit. There's something there. But in this situation, you might want the guy who's leading your team, either of them, and I'm talking from a player or a coach perspective, to step up and look like you care. And they just don't look like they care right now. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. So, I mean, they have to win tonight. Like, you cannot come out and lose to the Columbus Blue Jackets. You just can't.
Once again, we've been here before. They definitely can. Like, this is a team that knows how.
Man, if they do the post game tonight, our entire staff is going to be waiting to get on the post game tonight. It's going to be like, send me the link. Send me the link. Send me the link. Like, it's just, I don't understand how you can get spanked like that on a national hockey night in Canada stage by a team that is, they're clearly better than you. Colorado won again last night. They have one regulation loss the entire bloody year. But you just roll over? Like, there's no pushback at all? At some point, this team has to find a heartbeat, man. And Fraze, like, I get where Fraze is coming from. This is what they do. Yeah. They're on pace for 82 points right now, which is 15 points out of a playoff spot last year, right? You'll find the way. But my God, man, it is, that was one of the, and you know what? Not that I had it worse than many of you, because a lot of you fans are probably just distraught after the loss. I was watching it from my hotel room in Toronto, where it was 2 hours later. Yeah. I stayed up to 1 a.m. to watch this garbage. Well, it was a car crash, right? I was like, I got to watch this. I got to see if they get to 10. I had to see. Like to me it is concerning because the guys who usually drive what I just identified as the issue are gone.
Yeah.
Perry's gone. Kane, when healthy, gone. Connor Brown even had some jam and give a damn in his game.
Yep.
He's gone. And they brought in Frederick, who I'm not too sure what you're supposed to do here if you couldn't even cause some sort of a disturbance when your team's getting run out of its own building on a Saturday night. So I don't know, man, but if they lose tonight, I don't think they'll lose tonight. I think they'll win tonight. But
Interesting. Okay.
you think they're going to lose tonight?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I have zero expectations of this squad until Zach Hyman's back in the lineup.
I mean, they are missing him, clearly. I mean, as far as a guy with some jam
what
in
a
his
job
game.
they're leaving for
Yeah.
him, hey? Like,
Come back and save our season,
come back
Zach.
and give us some respectability again. Like, I mean, you listed off some pretty key names there. I think the other things that that a lot of us are missing is on that bench. Like Glenn Gulletson, I don't know if he's a quality head coach or not.
Yeah.
But time will tell. This is what, his second or third chance
He was
at it?
he was super tight with 97 and 29, though. Like really
but
tight with
that.
those
Is
guys.
a guy who I think pulled a lot of levers behind the scenes as far as reorganizing, analyzing film, making sure that X's and O's were taken care of. And then the Paul Coffey talk is only going to get louder and louder as this defense continues to struggle. So I think there's quite a few missing pieces out of this Oilers squad.
All right, let's get to your reaction on this. We've all kind of had our say. Let's get to your reaction. 780-218-9999. Darren Dreger just after 7 o'clock today. We'll get his thoughts on this. And then obviously Joaquin Gage around 8:30 today. Gage will have some good things to say as well. But just a little fire in your game. Like do something. Like in that situation, I just don't know how you can simply go through the motions and look like you don't care about it. It just blows my mind. All right, 780-218-9999. T. Wilson texted and says, my furnace backfired in my face this morning at 4 a.m., burned off half my facial hair, and filled my eyes with debris. It was still better than watching that game. Blank was still better than watching that game. Fill that in for the old romp at Rogers, shall we? Blank is still better than watching that game. 780-218-9999. We've got a sports update coming up here with YouTube. Trev, that sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Looking for quality flooring because you puked all over yours watching the game on Saturday night? Visit Paramount Flooring, spacious, family-friendly showroom. Open 7 days a week. Call 780-483-1991. Mention EST for 10% off. Here's the update.
Justin Herbert tossing one touchdown as the Chargers top the Steelers 25-10 on your NFL Sunday Nighter. Week 10 wraps up tonight as the Green Bay Packers host the Steelers. You can join Lieutenant Eric at Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino, Fort Road. Loaded burgers on special, free heated underground parking, and your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip to 2 to see the Broncos take on the Raiders in Vegas. A full NHL slate last night that saw the last place Calgary Flames get blanked by the Wild 2-0. The Blackhawks pummel the Red Wings 5-1. The Senators double up on the Mammoth 4-2. The Hurricanes edge the Maple Leafs 5-4. Ducks get past the Jets 4-1. And the first place Avs get past the Canucks 5-4 in overtime. Just 4 games in the NHL tonight, including the Oilers welcoming in the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Royals look to bounce back after an absolute butt-kicking, losing 9-1 on Saturday night. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows with Tom Gazzola starting at 6:30, puck drop at 7:30. Over to the hard court, just 7 games in the association last night. The Thunder take down the Grizzlies 114-100. The Warriors all over the Pacers 114-83, and the Knicks defeat the Nets 134-98. Tonight, just 9 games in the association, and the Raptors don't play again until tomorrow. The stage is set in Winnipeg for the 112th Grey Cup. Trevor Harris and the Riders are taking on the undefeated Davis Alexander and the Montreal Alouettes. Kickoff for this one next Sunday at 4 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Looking for quality flooring? Visit Paramount Flooring. Spacious, family-friendly showroom open 7 days a week. Save now on pet-friendly shock carpets with spill-proof lifeguard technology on sale until November 17th. Call 780-483-1991 and mention EST for 10% off. I'm YouTube Trev. You're up to date.
Such a special day. Bagpipes fired up and the nasty bash is underway. And we know that there's a special place where all the AM nasties can party for just a single day. We are just living the dream since leaving 1260. Beers at Fergie's place with that trash TV. The Elks did make us proud, and boy, it caused a scene. Cash J's play of the day, and everybody screamed, oh, it just have begun. All the boys and girls, nasty bash at the club. Oh, mama, we're just having fun. Trev's dancing with wheels. It's where we belong down at Fergie's Rugby Club. We're gonna keep on bashing at Fergie's Rugby Club. We'll be two-step dancing over on the hardwood. We're gonna keep on bashing at Fergie's Rugby Club. Fergie's Rugby Club. Fireball shots and Corey B's wife's on the floor. Atif stuck in the bathroom and Tony changing beds outside the door. Big Uke and a 6 o'clocker can. Dusty pours it on his head. Now he's a made man. Nelson had a crazy dream. Honey dill for him to eat. Christian from Winnipeg, you've been too good to he. Trev's grandma won't be proud, cause in his car he'd sleep. Tommy sees another girl, you know he's gonna scream. Oh, we just have begun. All the boys and girls, nasty bash at the club. Oh, mama, we're just having fun. Trev's dancing with wheels. It's where we belong down at Fergie's Rugby Club. We're gonna keep on bashing at Fergie's Rugby Club. We'll be two-step dancing
6:36.
over on the hardwood.
It is the Nielson Show, brought to you by Weiss Johnson. And then in honor of the Oilers game on Saturday. No. So this was a pretty good one. Somebody texted in. We've had some good texts today. The blank. What were we? Anyway, there's a
Blank
ton
was
here.
better than watching the Oilers.
Yeah. There was this one, Vance Van Vandervan text, and it says, Vulcans think the Oilers game lacked emotion. Because people from Vulcan don't have any emotions.
Oh, my goodness.
Except in one of the newer Star Trek movies, Captain Kirk does piss Spock off enough that he hits him.
That's right.
And that's
But
how he
Spock
becomes
is
the captain.
half human.
Yeah,
So,
that is true.
yeah.
Yes, his mother slept around.
Yeah. His mother had a thing for the pointy ears.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We'll get to a few more text messages on this. The Geek texts in and says, I had a testicle removed last year and it was less painful than Saturday. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, that's a
lot of information
Yeah,
there.
that's a tough one. This one comes in. This is the first time this person has ever texted in.
Ever.
But they get the assignment.
Yep.
780-218-9999.
Royal Pizza.
Why did we sign Frederick for 8?
Yeah.
That's a good one. You get it. Tell your friends if you're listening to 95.7 Cruise FM that we are here every single morning from 6 until 9. This is an interesting one, and I'll throw this one towards you, Phrase. Mm-hmm. Where is it here? Here we are. No handle on this one, but hey, Dusty, what does the GM have to do to fix this if the players can't get back on track? I'm just curious on your opinion. What could Bowman do?
Well, I think honestly, right now they are all just waiting around for Kapanen and Hyman to get back and healthy to make an assessment on the physicality of this hockey team. But
just to see if there's more of a because like from a general manager, like they're 7th in the division right now. Now they're 5 points out of first, but they're 7th in the division, and they played more games than pretty much everybody in the division. But I don't. You're right. I mean, they're probably waiting for at least Hyman to get back.
Yep.
Kapanen provides a little bit of jam sometimes.
And physicality.
Yeah.
Like just size, really, on the ice. Like the problem that I have watching this Oilers team is you can't have a Savoy and a Mangiapane. You can't have both. You can have one. You can't have both. Because
2 small guys?
It's just 2 small guys, and you can't expect them to be physical, and it's not like they have an overwhelmingly physical player out there as well. Like, it's too much lightweight. And for a team that relies as much as they do on their top-end offensive talent, they need to fill out the rest of that lineup with just hard minutes. And Savoy and Mangiapane are not hard minutes for anybody.
780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're trying to talk our way through what happened on Saturday night for this Oilers club. As far as the general manager goes, once again, at this point of the season, you're probably not going to find a trade partner that's going to help you get out of this.
Right, and his assignment was to find goaltending before the season began.
And they didn't.
Right.
And once again, if you're like, Dusty, if they can pull the trigger on one trade, what would you do? Well, in a perfect world, I'd upgrade the goaltending. This is a group that hasn't been able to or didn't want to in the offseason. And I just don't know how you do that in the middle of the year. Like,
goaltending is so hard to judge now. Like, it really is. Like, you look around the league and the number of goaltenders that you are confident in, no matter the environment, no matter the system, whatever, the number gets smaller and smaller every year.
That's true. It also is one where there's like a few guys who are on that list for a bit and then they're gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then maybe they pop back up there for a bit. The problem here in Edmonton is that Skinner's not capable of being up in that list.
That's right.
For a little bit, right?
That's right.
Like, look at Dovish in Montreal right now. Like, he's playing really well. Like, until he gets traded away and then goes on to get nominated for the Vezina.
Looks like a Devin Dubnyk
3 years
for the rest
from
of his
now.
career.
Yeah, that's not ideal. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. We'll get to a few of your chats over there as well. But yeah, lots of text messages to try to sort through. Bruce Burns texts in and says, if I'm given the choice of watching that game again or giving Vladdy home run hack at my sack, I'm telling the big guy to swing because the game was that bad. Wow. I mean, yes, it was that bad.
Just a line drive up the middle. Yeah.
Brandon Not Manning says, in all seriousness, I turned off the game after the first goal, and I'm a better person for it.
Yeah. No, congratulations. You knew the assignment. It was November.
Putting my wiener in a meat grinder would be better than watching that game.
Why do people keep...
I don't know why you want to injure your midsection so quickly. Amos Moses texts in and says, the Oilers have some of the least high danger chances in the league because it's hard to go to the front of the net.
That's right.
They absolutely refuse to go to the difficult areas of the game. They are perfectly content to saucer pass it around the perimeter and try to finesse it into net. Their cockiness and overconfidence and their ability to outscore their problems always overpowers their need to have to get down and dirty and work. They don't feel the need to earn a win. They just feel like they deserve the win, and it is frustrating. Well, and that's a guy who gets to the front of the net is Zach Hyman.
Yes.
So, but I mean, Amos Moses makes it. Trev, how many times this year do you remember a scrum digging for a puck in front of the opposition's goal for the Edmonton Oilers?
None.
Exactly.
Zero.
If
Negative.
they had one, it would stand out to us and we would remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be able to remember that because such little, it hasn't happened. Not even close. Like, they have no role guys. They have... no one right now you got the Frederick who has done nothing. Hyman, hopefully he provides a little bit of that. But when you're getting just absolutely dummied the way they were on Saturday night. And, you know, there's one thing from losing that bad and just like not having, like you could say when they panned to McDavid and Draisaitl, it didn't even, like, they could care less is what I got. Like you saw their face, man. Like they look like they were like, we'll just pack it in. Like no fight at all, man. No, where does that come from? Like that comes from your core guys. That's your leadership group. And right now, like I've always defended McDavid on his leadership. I have, but man, I'm telling you that it's invisible right now.
Trev, you're kidding. My heart's breaking.
He's a terrible
for you,
guy.
man.
No, like I was on, no, he's a good leader. Oh no, like he can get it done for this team. But man, like his leadership, there's nothing there, man. And you saw, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of him he was getting into it, not getting into it, but he was in a heated argument. Maybe that's not the best way to say it, but it was heated. And he was talking to Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm yesterday, running some drills in practice. And you could tell, like, he's like pointing and Bouch is pointing back at him. Like, I don't know, man. I question that. I really, really do. Because I feel like there's a way to handle things. And I don't know, like you're starting to point fingers everywhere. But McDavid, maybe start looking at what you're doing, you know? Maybe you start crashing the net. Maybe you get the guys. Because I tell you, if Sid, if Ovi, if any of the real captains in this NHL right now, that's what your captains do, man. You lead by example. Go in there. Start you mucking it up. That's what Nate Dogg does. That's what MacKinnon does, right? When has McDavid ever done that? You know, and maybe there's a reason why he hasn't, because he's not that player. But I mean, players change. Yzerman changed. Players change, right? He needs to start changing. He has to. The skill isn't doing it for him. It's 10 years in. It's got him nowhere.
It's got him nowhere.
Trev, I love you, man.
Well,
but you should be fired up because
it's got him somewhere. But you know what I mean.
But we're sitting here this morning saying this team has no heartbeat. And if you want to criticize the guy who's supposed to drive that, then I think that's open for discussion.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
listen, he has a way that he comports himself on the ice and behind the scenes. And if you're gonna say, show me the resume, his resume stacks up. His resume is fine.
Yes.
2 straight Stanley Cup finals. He doesn't really owe anyone anything. It doesn't make it any easier in November to sit there and go, I wish this team would learn some lessons. It doesn't mean that the criticism isn't valid of being like, why can't you show up? But on the flip side, it's interesting you mentioned Nathan MacKinnon, who is the best player in the world right now. Like, it's not even close.
He's a free at 5 points last night.
But he also has a leadership style, and we see that every year, that, man, his teammates are sick of him come March.
Yes.
Right? Like it pays off in November and then burns your team out by the time you hit the playoffs. And so it sucks to constantly have to say this about this team, but you judge this team based upon where they are at the very end of the season. And to continually try and judge this team on what they do in October and November, I think it's just a fool's errand. I think we know that they are a garbage hockey team for 3 months at the beginning of every year. And it's probably going to catch them at one of these points.
That's the thing.
And that's when change will come. But until it does actually cost them, I don't know if you can look at a McDavid and be like, 9-1 was sure embarrassing. Now are you going to change? And he's going to look at you and be like, why would I?
It's November.
It's November.
Yeah.
And that, like,
I see
you
that.
mentioned it, like fans come up and pay to watch this team. They pay a lot of money to watch
Sucks for
this
them.
team.
Yeah.
And like, stop coming in November. Like, they're not worth it. They are not worth your time or investment because they don't care as much as you do. Right? Like, and that's heartbreaking to say about a team.
Yeah, that's sad.
Like, we've talked about it a lot of times. This is the hot redhead of a sports team as you're ever going to meet, right? They are going to drive you crazy. When things are on, they are going to be the most entertaining, like seat of your pants enjoyment you're ever going to see. And when things are off, it's going to suck so much. And it sucks so much right now. Like, it is just heartbreaking to see a team with that kind of God-given ability not care.
You perfectly described one of my exes who was a redhead.
Yes.
That's just it. I mean, I don't know what it is, but that is an excellent comparison.
They're the hot redhead of hockey teams, man. Like,
all right, let's get to, you know what? Just one more on that. If I have to watch McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bush drop the puck inside the blue line, like there was the one play where like McDavid dropped it to Draisaitl and Draisaitl dropped it to Bush, and I was just like, and they're like, look at this. I was like, it's at the blue line.
Yeah.
Like, how about one of you puts it on net?
Yeah.
And then one of you goes and crashes the net and tries to bang in a rebound. Like there's so much of that stuff where they get skating in the offensive zone and they're dropping passes and you're like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Oh, yeah, it's also 7-1 right now. Like,
listen, I think it's valid to be upset and disappointed in the leadership and the top end of this team. And when they turn around this team, well, that's just how this team operates. But it will never cease to amaze me that there is not anyone in the lower half of this team that just goes, you know what? There's about $7 million to be made if I just go and stand 5 feet in front of this net. Like, I thought
that's what Frederick was going to do.
I don't get how you could, from afar, look at a Zach Hyman and not be like, well, I probably can't do all of that, but I can do 80% of it.
Yeah, you know why? Because 80% of it's effort.
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
like I'm paraphrasing, I think, Strudwick from years ago talking about playing with Theo Fleury. And Theo Fleury basically said that. He was just kind of like, yeah, early in my career, I realized there was about $7 million sitting there in front of the net. And all I had to do was just go and get it because no one else wants to. And so like when you look at the Howards, and I'll even throw it, like, you don't need to be big to go and be a pest in front of a net. And the fact that none of those guys are just kind of like, it's open, man. Like, no one else is stepping up.
It's also not as hard to get to the front of the net as it used to be in the National Hockey League, too. Yeah.
I don't, like, that's what frustrates me is not so much the McDavids. It is the guys that aren't McDavid who need to find a way to solidify their space in this league and that they don't just take the easy money. Like, I mean, it's not easy. It's hard to stand there, but you're not trying to take anyone's job. No one has that job on this team. Just go fill a spot. Like, why is it so hard for guys who are not Connor McDavid to go, well, I know what is open on this team. It's right there.
I'm going to go do that. Yeah. All right, let's get to a few more text messages. Then we'll get into our good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. Chester texts in, says, anyone else feel guilty that they were quietly hoping for Colorado to put in that 10th goal on Saturday night? Trev, you were, right?
That's absolutely. They deserved it. That would have been exactly.
Well, that game should have been 13-14-1.
Yeah, and technically the one goal was disallowed, but it was ruled offside, so there's that. But no, I was laughing. I reached hysterical. I was hysterical, and that's exactly what I wanted. I was sick. I was annoyed, and all I wanted to watch was some hockey. Good hockey. That was the worst hockey ever. I would have loved it if Colorado hang 10 on them.
Kevin texts in and says, my 80-year-old father was contemplating going to a game for the first time in 3 years until that game.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't want to go anymore. Exactly. That's pretty sad.
Don't do it.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We're going to get into it with Darren Dreger. He's going to join us in about 15 minutes' time. Then we'll carry that Dreger conversation into more of your reaction from the game. We've got That's Good coming up as well. And we'll get to more of your text messages. Lots of time to break down the disaster on Saturday night for the Edmonton Oilers. But let's dive into our good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. Which probably circles back around to the Oilers in the ugly at some point. But, Fraze, what's your good from the weekend, my man?
My good, and I know I'm jinxing it, and I probably shouldn't do this.
You're not going to talk about your Bears, are you?
I am.
Oh, man.
I can't believe I'm doing it. Like, it's taken a year and a half for me to think.
You're a Caleb Williams guy?
Yeah,
he's a Caleb Williams guy.
Maybe they're not going to kill another quarterback. Maybe they, last year was hard. It was pretty tough. It was also felt really predictable. Like as soon as they drafted the kid, I was kind of like, no, they're gonna ruin him. Like I'm the most pessimistic Bears fan there is, along with every other Bears fan.
Yeah.
But man, watching the way
he's got some God-given ability, doesn't he?
He engineered the fourth quarter comeback for the Bears against the like that felt like such a typical Bears loss. They're 5-3 on the year. They look respectable. They've picked up some half decent wins against middle of the road competition. They've got a lower seed Giants team that can't get out of their own way. And it just felt like a typical sort of, Bears are going to blow this. And they were for 3 quarters. They were blowing it. And then Caleb Williams did things that only Caleb Williams can do, including a touchdown run with less than 2 minutes remaining to put the Bears on top for the first time since they scored at the beginning of the first quarter. And I don't know, man. It felt pretty good. That was my good. It felt pretty good.
I'm happy
to see.
for you, man.
Yeah.
My Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell took over the play calling again. They look good. Jameer Gibbs is a freak.
Yeah.
So that was good. Trevor, what's your good from the weekend?
My good would probably have to be the NHL scoring race right now. It's really fun.
A lot of big names up there, too.
A lot of big names. Just it's nice to see the new wave, the next wave, if you will, of young talent. The Macklin Celebrinis, the Connor Bedards, the Leo Carlson. Like on Friday night, it was Macklin Celebrini. Saturday night, it was Bedard, and then it's nice. You got a mix of old. Nathan MacKinnon, he takes takes possession of first place last night with his 5-point performance. And it's just been fun to watch. Like I was keeping tabs on that all weekend, and I look forward to keeping tabs on it the rest of the season.
My good from the weekend was the finish in both Canadian Football League games. I got a chance to broadcast a walk-off winner.
Yeah.
Maltos Diaz wins it for the Montreal Alouettes. Davis Alexander goes to 13-0 as a starting quarterback in the league.
What a
phenom. He's dealing with a bit of a hammy going into the Grey Cup, so we'll see. And then Trevor Harris throws a game-winning touchdown pass with 11 seconds left at home in front of a sold-out Mosaic. Like 2 amazing finishes in the Canadian Football League this past weekend. So, and in 4 games so far, we've had that game-winning touchdown with 11 seconds left and then 2 walk-off field goals. So 75% of games come down in the last 10 seconds. So that's nice to see. What's your bad from the weekend?
My bad is the Evander Kane's shaped hole in that Oilers lineup.
Yeah.
He's a
Corey Perry too. Like
he's a unicorn of a hockey player. We know it. We knew it when he was here. Doesn't exactly fit in great sometimes. It's hard to have an Evander Kane on your team, and it's also hard to live with an Evander Kane on your team. But he just plays such a crucial style of hockey, especially when you talk about the Edmonton Oilers, that without him in the lineup and the fact that no one wants to go out there and at least try to copy what he can do, it's 9-1 was a perfect example of that's not a 9-1 hockey game if you have an Evander Kane. And not that they would have won the hockey game with Evander Kane, but the complexion of that game is very different with a guy with his type of attitude, his reactiveness, his ability to just go out there and headhunt. Like it's if you're sitting there going, what does this general manager need to do? And of course, we've been talking about goaltending, and he's known that. But how does he not look at this lineup now and go, oof? Yeah, I think I've got my work cut out for me because I need to go and find that.
Well, I'll go to my bad next, Trev, then I'll come to you because my bad directly relates to his. My bad is that there's 7 more years on the Frederick deal after this one because Frederick is supposed to be that guy. They paid him to be the guy who's replacing Evander Kane.
Yeah.
And he is not even remotely close to being that guy, and I'm not sure he really wants to be that guy.
Right.
So that's funny you brought that up because my bad was Frederick, what he hasn't done, and how they've got him for almost a decade still. Trev, what's your bad?
I don't know. I'm going to steer away from sports quickly and just personally.
Good. These are always fun.
My bad is my nose. I haven't been able to taste anything for a week. I don't know what's going on. I lost my taste. I can't taste anything.
You got the Rona?
No, I don't know what it is.
Go get the test.
No, I feel fine. I feel like $1 million, but
but you can't taste anything.
I can't taste anything.
Well, so
I have a coffee right now. I can't taste anything. I don't know what's going on, but it's bad. My nose hurts. It is my bad.
Your nose hurts?
It hurts like when I scrunch it. It's dry. I don't know if it's allergies, but it hurts. It's my bad.
All right. And what's your ugly phrase?
I think he's been partying too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Trev, talk to me after the show.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah. What's your...
my ugly, Guardians pitchers.
Okay, what's this?
Ortiz in Class A, suspended in July under investigation
those guys. Okay.
for some irregular betting that was happening on the prop bets.
Did we get an update on this?
Yeah, they've been arrested by the FBI and officially indicted for gambling in baseball.
Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, so it's ugly. Right now, betting in sport is it's ugly, right? You look at what's gone on in the NBA. You now look at obviously baseball. Even hockey has had its moments, and this is one of those problems that on one hand the leagues want the sponsorship money, and on the other hand they are seeing the direct effects of encouraging this within their leagues, and they don't want to be heavy-handed. But I don't know how you fix this without becoming pretty draconian with the surveillance and the crackdown on your own players, because this is ugly what's going on in sports right now.
Play Alberta early bird bet of the day coming up 7:25.
Yeah,
Trev, what's your ugly?
My ugly is probably the tweet that I posted right before the Oilers game, as I saw Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini, jump in the scoring above McDavid. I was like, I feel like tonight's going to be a hold my beer kind of moment for Connor McDavid.
Hey, power play goal, baby.
Good call, Trev.
And he's going to see, the next young talent coming in. He's going to be like, I have a few things to say about that. And I was, couldn't be more wrong. It was just an ugly tweet. I retweeted it later and I said JK because that was a bad look. So my tweet.
I don't need to dive into mine anymore. The ugly was Saturday night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple as that. Let's get to this quick text, and then we'll have Darren Dreger coming up here in less than 5 minutes. This text, and it says, Dusty, the Riders receiver didn't catch that ball and hit the ground first. I know what you're referencing. You're referencing the owner of the BC Lions put out a screen cap of the final thing on Instagram. Now, here's the thing, though. He circled the player's elbow. There was shadow on the elbow that made it look like it was the ball, but if you look closely, the ball is up in his right hand on his shoulder. So go back and look at the picture again. It was misleading. They circled the inside elbow that looked like the ball, but it was an elbow. A classic mistake. Sometimes you think,
you can't have an owner doing that, by the way.
Well, I mean,
you can't, that is not good for your league.
I don't mind it. I like seeing him get fired up. But
your ownership can't.
But this is the thing. He was wrong.
Right.
He was way wrong.
Thing.
Yeah.
You can't have your owners be conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
That's not good.
All right, coming up, we've got Darren Dreger. 6 o'clock hour has been brought to you by Wil.
Wil, your partner in power.
They've got the gear you need for your next electrical project with 3 Edmonton area locations. You can order online anytime. Ewell.ca. Wil, your Edmonton-based partner and power and source for all things electrical. Coming up just after 7 o'clock, Darren Dreger is going to join us on the Firehouse Subs hotline. He's our GS Construction hockey insider for today. Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by Weiss Johnson. Let's get to a sports update right now with YouTube. Trev, brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Whether you're dreaming of crystal clear waters or exotic destinations, contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to start planning your next cruise or vacation destination. The travel agent of the nasties. 780-970-4834. That's 780-970-4834. Here's the update with Trev.
Justin Herbert tossing 1 touchdown as the Chargers stop the Steelers 25-10 on your NFL Sunday nighter. Week 10 wraps up tonight as the Green Bay Packers host the Steelers. You can join Lieutenant Eric at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino, Fort Road. Loaded burgers on special, free heated underground parking, and your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to see the Broncos take on the Raiders in Vegas. A full NHL slate last night that saw the last place Calgary Flames get blanked by the Wild 2-0. The Blackhawks pummel the Red Wings 5-1. Senators double up on the Mammoth 4-2. The Hurricanes edge the Maple Leafs 5-4. Ducks get past the Jets 4-1. And the first place Avs get past the Canucks 5-4 in overtime. Just 4 games in the NHL tonight, including the Oilers welcoming the Columbus Blue Jackets in. The Oil look to bounce back after an absolute butt-kicking, losing 9-1 on Saturday night. Be sure to tune in to the GTL Diesel pre- and post-game show with Tom Gazzola starting at 6:30, puck drop at 7:30. Over to the hard court, just 7 games in the association last night. The Thunder take down the Grizzlies 114-100. The Warriors all over the Pacers 114-83. And the Knicks defeat the Nets 134-98. Tonight, just 9 games in the association, and the Raptors don't play again until tomorrow. The stage is set in Winnipeg for the 112th Grey Cup. Trevor Harris and the Riders are taking on the undefeated Davis Alexander and Montreal Alouettes. Kickoff for this one next Sunday at 4 o'clock. Whether you're dreaming of crystal clear waters or exotic destinations, contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to start planning your next cruise or vacation destination. Call 780-970-4834. From YouTube Trev, you're up to date.
The Nasty Bash was awesome, so let's remember it with this song. The EST on Corey B, tattoo is still looking strong. 6:30 it wasn't working, so old Smash said so long. AM Nasty C and Frazier yelling, turn your headlights on. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tommy met a new girl heading out the door. No homology stripping, his shirt just hit the floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone poured me birdie booze on a shot ski. Now you know Reed Wilkins was a mystery. X-Ray J's pants got a little pissy. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. 6 o'clockers right and left, let me pour it on your head. Moment we won't soon forget. Hey Norm, Fergie's back preps let us in. Made the last table again, wrote it out till 2 a.m. Oh Lord. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tommy met a new girl heading out the door. No homology stripping, his shirt just hit the floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone poured me birdie booze on a shot ski. Now you know Reed Wilkins was a mystery. X-Ray J's pants got a little pissy. Everybody at the bash was a nasty.
All right, 7:06. It is the Nielson Show. Dustin Nielson with Will Fraser riding shotgun. Today, YouTube Travis here as well. Edmonton Sports Talk presented to you by our partners over at Play Alberta. We'll have a Play Alberta early bird bet of the day coming up for the Oilers game tonight in just I'll do it about 20 minutes from now. Here's how the second hour of the show is going to look. Second hour of the show brought to you by GD Liquidators. We'll have Darren Dreger coming up here shortly. We'll have your Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. That's a good for the Italian Center. Good. And, of course, for that's good today, we'll talk about the Oilers penalty kill on Saturday, going 7 for 7. And then Mike Tenier,
really was impressive.
Mike Tenier usually joins us. He can't join us today. We're flipping it over to the Canadian Football League. Grey Cup week is upon us. Marshall Ferguson is going to join us around 7:45 this morning, and we'll take a early look here at the Riders and the Alouettes, which should be a pretty good Grey Cup I do think. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. One of your text messages will win the Royal Pizza text of the day. We're going to head to your Firehouse Subs hotline right now with Darren Dreger. He's our GS Construction Hockey Insider today. GS is looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, top men, superintendents. They're looking for everything. gsconstruction.ca. They are busy. They've been serving our community for over 50 years. Check them out, gsconstruction.ca. All right, Darren Dreger. We've said everything we can possibly say about Saturday night's 9-1 beating at the hands of the Colorado Avalanche, but from outside the market, was it as bad as it looked, Dregs?
Yeah, it was bad. And I always like when, especially people within the organization, and I don't know that anyone actually used this terminology, but, that's when you just flush. Right. I mean, that's just when you condense schedule, you just have to push away from that game and prepare for the next one. And I guess from a mental perspective, that's how you have to approach it. But hasn't it felt like, it was trending in that direction? Not that you just get absolutely humiliated, because Colorado's a very, very good team. They've proven that time and time again. But the Oilers have kind of been lagging. And then there's been periods where, okay, you're seeing the glimpses. All right, they're coming back online. We're data watching. What's going on with McDavid? Why isn't he scoring? Why isn't this happening and all of that? So I guess if you're looking for a positive spin on it, is you take one right between the eyes, the way that they did. You follow it up with the microscope being uber focused on everything that is Oilers hockey now. And you catch the exchange between Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard and Ekholm. Now, do we really know what they were talking about? It looked animated. It looked like there was some sort of discrepancy or disagreement in how they're moving the puck, whatever. But 16 games in, I'm still willing to give this group the benefit of the doubt. I am. I mean, it's obvious that in so many areas of their preparation and execution that they need to be better. I mean, it couldn't be more obvious than that. But the reality is they can't be much worse. Can't be worse than they were against Colorado, so you have to move forward.
Darren Dreger with us on the show this morning. The interesting part is that one of the things that we discussed coming out of this game is just you can call it grit, you can call it physicality. It's mostly just a give a damn meter. Does not seem to be very high right now. And yes, they're going to get Zach Hyman back, and a guy like Zach Hyman can certainly change that. But Dregs, I mean, some of the things we were discussing that they were lacking in that game left in Corey Perry, left in Evander Kane, left in Connor Brown. Like, I guess somebody else needs to find that type of game, because I don't know if you're going out and acquiring much at this point of the year to really help you.
No, not really. I mean, there are opportunities, and there haven't really been to this point of the season, where you can just trade your questionable contract and player for somebody else's questionable contract and player. And sometimes that stuff works out. It changes scenery but what are we talking about here? You're talking about a depth forward or a depth defenseman. Highly unlikely that you're bringing in a piece that is going to change anything. So I can guarantee you, and I haven't talked to Stan specifically about this, but they would look at the roster and go, hey, the answers are internal. The fix is internal. Everybody obviously needs to get on the same page, and that includes the coaching staff, right? Whatever it is they're trying to coach into these guys isn't resonating. It just isn't right now. But I look at that Oilers roster. I wondered about. We've talked about Trent Frederick on the show before, and I've watched him since breaking into the league. I thought he was underused in Boston. He comes over as part of the deal. He's hurt. I've always looked at Trent Frederick as being a bottom six forward, right? Like the guy that Dusty you just described. He's not going to play the same type of game that Evander Kane played. Different skill set, level of experience than Connor Brown. I understand that. I appreciate that. But trying to force Trent Frederick into your top line or into your top six probably isn't what he's designed for, right? Not initially. So how do you, again, where is that piece coming from? You just keep auditioning. But Edmonton isn't alone in this. You look around some of the teams who are struggling. and Canadian teams. I'm looking at the standings this morning. Okay, the Montreal Canadiens, a great story.
Yeah.
5th in the league. You've got the Ottawa Senators, probably where they should be. But 10th overall, not a bad place if you're an Ottawa Senators fan. The Winnipeg Jets have lost 3 in a row. There's a team that's dealing with some adversity. They just get Cole Perfetti back in the mix, for yesterday's game. So that's going to help them. But they're 12th in the NHL, and then things start to plummet after that. Vancouver, riddled with injury, 22. Edmonton, 25. 16 games in. They're 25th in the league. And then you find the Calgary Flames in last place in the National. Not shocking, but certainly disappointing from a Flames perspective. So the similarities that I see with the better teams, Winnipeg, Toronto, Edmonton, is that they kind of all have the same type of issue, in that if the fix isn't internal, be it coaching or the players in their chemistry and execution, what do you do? You're stuck, because you're not giving out valued assets less than 20 games into the season because you think that piece out there that is potentially being dangled is going to help you. It's not that easy.
Head coach Chris Knobloch has not made too many poor decisions since being named head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. He is a revelation when it comes to the playoffs and how he adjusts his lines. But this is the first time his staff underneath him has been his staff. Glenn Gulutzan leaves to become a head coach. Paul Coffey takes a step away from the everyday sort of things. How do you think his decisions, as far as he's filled out his coaching staff, are stacking up right now? Because it feels like maybe it's not meshing completely.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's so easy for all of us. Look, he's part of the problem. So I'm not going to dismiss that Knobloch and his coaching staff don't deserve some of the blame. Of course they do. But to your point, I think it's not like Chris Knobloch changed his coaching philosophy coming into this season.
Right.
He didn't. Now, you think about the influence of Paul Coffey.
Yep.
Paul Coffey still has a strong voice in this process. For sure he does. But it's not an in-game adjustment. He's not there, so he can't whisper in the ear, go into the hallway during the intermission, have a one-on-one with the defenseman. Big loss. Glenn Gulutzan, I don't think the fans maybe fully understood just the value of Gulutzan as an overall coach. Not just because of his specific areas of expertise, right? His ability to be a calming influence to Connor McDavid, to Leon Draisaitl, and not to sit there and listen to these guys point fingers or complain. No, every once in a while, my understanding is anyway, Gully would give the leash a tug and say, okay, stop it. Just go out and do what you need to do. We've built a game plan here. It's on you guys to figure it out and execute, right? And so I'm still willing to give Knobloch and company the benefit of the doubt, but I think your point is well made in that when you lose two very experienced voices in Gulutzan and in Paul Coffey from your in-game adjusting, maybe there is something to that. But now that again falls back on the players. These guys have been around the game, around the league long enough that it really shouldn't matter who's on the bench at this stage.
They get Columbus tonight. And I mean, we talked about, wake-up call against Colorado getting embarrassed. Connor McDavid described it yesterday as humbling. What if it, I mean, they're not going to lose 9-1 again, but I think most people are expecting them to bounce back with a win tonight. But Dregs, what if this doesn't get on track in the next couple? They have a huge road trip looming after this. Like, they're going to be on the road for most of the month after this one, which isn't easy. They haven't been good on the road. So, I mean, do people need to get worried about significant change if it doesn't get turned around, or you just ride this thing out to December and then see if they can flip it?
Well, you don't really have much of a choice, Dusty. That's the point I was making earlier.
Yeah.
There's no general manager, no club out there that's looking to throw Stan Bowman and the Edmonton Oilers a lifeline or a life preserver. They're just not, right? So what sort of change are we talking about here? Because, it's mostly not about draft picks and prospective players anymore. Teams less than 20 games in, 25 games in, still feel that they're in the playoff mix, as they are. I mean, you look at all 4 divisions in the league right now, it's still incredibly tight. And sure, we can see the Oilers in 25th overall in the league, but they win 3 games in a row and they're right back in the thick of the battle here, right? So it's challenging. There's a general managers meeting in Toronto tomorrow.
Okay.
And I don't expect that anything will come out of that to the degree that you're suggesting as to when does management have to step in. You know, when is the fan base officially allowed to panic? For me, it's always around that 20-25 game mark around Christmas, because history shows you that if you're way out of the playoff picture by that stage, to make those points up unless you go on an epic tear, as teams have in recent history, then it's a real challenge to get back into the mix. But what that general manager meeting often does around Hall of Fame is plant the seed. So it's more than just a phone call. Hey, you know, I've read some of the media talk about the potential of this player being in play. If he's actually in play, we want to be in that conversation. So when you're ready to have a meaningful discussion, maybe even a trade negotiation, all right, let's have that, because I'm willing to be aggressive. I'm willing to move some fundamental pieces. So that general manager meeting often, again, just sort of fertilizes what you've already had. You know, it's a face-to-face where managers start to get serious in that process.
It is the Hall of Fame. Zdeno Chara is going in. It's interesting. A lot of times we can reach these moments and maybe even almost roll our eyes, being like, we're still talking about this. Zdeno Chara is the exact opposite. I'm looking at him going in going, I don't think we talked enough about him when he was on the ice. I don't know if there'll ever be another Zdeno Chara.
Hard to imagine, because the first thing that comes to mind is 6'9" giant.
Like,
you know, so there are huge players playing in the National Hockey League. But what is immeasurable is the fight in the man and his will to win and the quality of the person and teammate that Zdeno Chara is and was, right? You know, we did that Hall of Fame game last night regionally, and I'm sitting beside Jeff O'Neill, and I said to him, what was he like to play against? Because Jeff in his heyday was a top line player, top 6 for sure. So how many times do you think he played against Zdeno Chara? A lot. And he goes, Dregs, I'm telling you, he goes, one of my first priorities was getting to know Z as a guy. And I went out of my way to ask him about his family. I wanted him to be my friend so he didn't kill me on the ice when we met face to face. And that's not just BS. That's not lip service. That's 100% real.
Yeah.
So, you know, we always use this cliche. You can never have too many players that drag you into the fight. And he was just one that did it. You know, no matter, you know, if his face was broken, you know, the injuries that he endured, that he played through, all of that booming shot, you know, how he just cleaned up messes in the corner, in front of the net, everything about this guy. I mean, a giant career is an understatement, but it fits, you know, just given everything that he is. I'm purely a fan when I'm in that environment, as I was last night, because it should be all about the inductees. It should be. And I'm, you know, looking at Jennifer Botterill and Danielle Savageau and Brianna Decker, and, you know, just that collection. And Duncan Keith, I had a great conversation with him. I mean, he still looks like he could play.
Yeah.
And probably could. I mean, just his body broke down, as you guys had a front row seat to witness. You know, watching Jumbo Joe Thornton just living in the moment last night, like basking in all of it. He's just living the dream. It's a great weekend. It truly is. And this class is second and on, starting with big Zdeno Chara.
Dregs, as always, man, we really appreciate the time. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
There you go. That's Darren Dreger, Ray and Dregs podcast, and TSN. The Oilers treat the front of the net this season like Zdeno Chara is there for every other opposition team. Right? Oh, we can't go there.
Yeah, we can't go there.
Zdeno Chara is going to kill us.
There's a Sasquatch guarding it.
Yeah. Part of me was when Dreg said Duncan Keith looks like he could still play.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So we'll throw that rumor out there.
Darren Dreger says Keith to sign with Oilers.
Again.
Kidding. All right, that was Darren Dreger. He joined us on our Firehouse Subs hotline with 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area. It's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs, hot, hearty, and made to satisfy. Dregs is right. The Oilers have to get out of this funk internally. That's just how it has to happen.
They have to solve their own problems.
I think the first thing you're waiting for is probably Zach Hyman to get back.
Yeah.
Zach Hyman
and the
gets
second
back.
and the third and the fourth.
Well, that's the thing, because there's really nothing against the looming return of Matthias Janmark.
Yeah.
But you're waiting to get Zach Hyman back to see what Zach Hyman does as a driver for the group.
Right.
Because there's I know in the media and fan base and online, you want to talk about this trade and that trade, but that just doesn't happen at this time of year. Right. I mean, if you're looking to fill the void left by some of those physical guys that left, Trent Frederick is being paid to do that. So he will have to start to do that. These are all things that we'll need to try to get taken care of, I guess. But the fix is eternally. It's not a coach. I mean, the coaches I'm not saying that this issue isn't related to Knobloch, but you're not firing the coach.
No.
Right? I've seen some people online being like, Knobloch's continuous juggling of the lines, which I necessarily don't love. But last year, once he put Kapanen in the playoffs, and I was like, what an idiot. And then Kapanen was like, I guess I'll never question this again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't like how often he was mixing it up earlier in the year. It's kind of left that top six together recently. And I mean, they broke it up, that was the other thing from Saturday night. They're like, the Oilers are going
I know.
power on power.
I know.
And Jacko, the broadcast, was like, the Oilers are going to put their best five against Colorado's best five. And I thought, okay, it's interesting. Like, I see. And then, but that backfired big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Seemed like it fired the Avs up.
I mean, maybe it did. So I just, they have to get out of this. This group is going to have to get out of this. The only, and we've seen it before, and we've seen them turn it around. The only hesitation I have this year, and it's not like that these guys drive a lot of it,
right?
But the hesitation I have this year to think, oh no, don't worry about it, everything's going to be fine, is that they let veterans go and brought in guys who never played in the National Hockey League. Tomaszek had never played in the National Hockey League. Savoy had played a handful of games. Philp had played a handful of games. Howard is coming straight out of college. So you basically put like a quarter of your lineup has no NHL experience, and you moved off of guys with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of NHL experience. Right? And I think, to me, that's the biggest difference on, they'll still be what they were last year. Because of this bad start, I'm just, that's the part that makes me go, I'm not sure they'll be what they were last year. Will they be better than they have been? Yeah, I think they will be. But that's the one part that's kind of holding it up for me. 780-218-9999. Amos Moses says, Janmark will at least try to win a 50-50 board battle.
Yes.
Or will drive to the net. Welcome back, Janmark. That's in from Amos Moses. Jeff texts in. What's going on with Max Jones? He's not going to solve all of our problems, but he is, someone who will actually hit and fight and show some sort of emotion.
That is bottom of the barrel.
I went on a pretty epic rant.
That is pretty bottom of the barrel.
In the 6 o'clock hour. And at not one point, as I was constructing that rant or going through that rant, did I think or even remotely consider the name Max Jones.
Someone needs to tell Draisaitl and McDavid that things are so bad, dude. They think Max Jones is going to solve it.
Shanked one texts in, says, morning, guys. The Button Hook boys. That's a good handle for someone. Yeah. The Button Hook boys better start showing some sense of care. Players have too much control these days. No trade and movement clauses, CBA days off, which makes it difficult for Knobs and Bowman to do a lot. This is totally on the players. Please start giving a damn. That's in from Shanked. And you know what? I might argue with you that it's all on the players, except for that last fact. and which would make me believe you, or agree with you, I should say, is that the give a damn level, right? That's not a general manager, a little bit of head coach, but let's bare bones it here. That's the players.
Right.
The guys on the ice are the ones that have to appear to give a damn. I would put more of this on management than coaching, but I think most of it is on the players right now.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't look like they're trying that hard.
It doesn't. It's also a group that has experienced incredible success. And so they carry with them a swagger and a confidence that, I mean, it's earned, but it's tough to live with when they look as pitiful as they do right now, right? That they walk around going, we've got a 10-game heater in us. Like, that'll solve a lot of problems. And they're absolutely right. But until that 10-game heater happens, you sit there and go, what are you waiting for?
Well, the problem is that if they have a bad road trip coming up, they'll need the 10-game heater. And if that doesn't happen, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, damn. Guess we should have taken October, November seriously.
Like you just, there's a party that's like, I don't know, maybe this finally catches them and they change the way that they play. But right now, this is who they are. This is their personality.
Let's get to a couple more text messages. Then we'll do your Play Alberta Early Bird Bet of the Day. This one is in. It says, it's not so much about what's happening right now. It's about the playoffs. My concern is that the Oilers won't actually flip the switch to be more physical. I mean, even if the defensive game steps up, I'm not sure this team will have the game-breaking goaltending to come through in the clutch to completely shut down the opposition when the team struggles. And I'm not convinced this bottom six will score in the playoffs like the ones from previous seasons. That one in from Drew today. Just the second time he's texted in. Both of them today. I think he might be a 95.7 Cruise FMer.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell
Appreciate
your
it.
friends
Welcome.
about the show. Yeah. Thank you very much for being here today. All right. Let's dive into your Play Alberta Early Bird Bet of the day. Edmonton Sports Talk all day, every day. We'll be here today. All the way up until 6 o'clock, and then obviously pregame and postgame tonight for the Oilers and the Blue Jackets. And if you're listening to 95.7 Cruise FM, I would very much encourage you and politely ask you to download the iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio apps. You might already have those apps. Search Edmonton Sports Talk, and when we're off at 9 on the radio, our conversation continues literally all day long, static-free over on TuneIn and on iHeart. I have sent it over. I'm going to bump the boys on this to get it up. But here's what we're going with. This is the ultimate you believe in your captain. Oilers to win tonight. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points. Right? He's got to be that guy tonight, right, Phrase?
Sure.
Does McDavid not need to be that guy tonight? Trev, I know your faith in McDavid is wavering a little bit right now. But even you have to think that Connor McDavid 2+ points tonight and the Oilers to win is a recipe for success, is it not?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Trev. Do you need a hug, man? Come over and give me a hug.
I'll give you a hug later.
I'll give you a hug.
Yeah. After our game of 21, please.
Deal.
Okay, deal. Yeah, you like to think, I mean, we've been saying it all starts from him, man. Like, how does he respond? How does this team respond? But it's contagious, right? It's a trickle-down effect. It all starts with him, man. So you have to think that he comes out shot out of a cannon. Like, that's what your captain should do. That's what, quote unquote, the best player in the world should do. So I'll ride with you, Dusty. But if you're wrong,
yeah. If you're wrong, we don't have shows tomorrow anyway. And then I'm at Grey Cup the rest of the week. So I can drop this little grenade and then be like, talk to you next Tuesday.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to come back in. First thing I'm going to say next Tuesday when I'm back on the show is if they lose to the Blue Jackets, I'm like, I can't believe McDavid cost us the Play Alberta Early Bird Bet of the day. I mean, it's got to be a 2-point game from Connor McDavid. They're playing the Blue Jackets, who are dead last in their division. Like this. The
only thing is, like, they just Columbus has had their number in a sense. Like they don't really, or the Oilers don't show up to play Columbus. That's my only issue.
No, but after the Colorado game, there's no option.
Yeah.
You have to show up tonight.
They had to show up that night too.
They were booed off the ice
Good.
on Saturday. If they don't show up against Columbus, the boos will be coming at the end of the second period.
Yes.
Like, I think they show up. I think they win tonight.
Okay.
I don't think all of a sudden I'm going to be like, switch is flipped because it's Columbus.
I remember when the shoe was
actually
on the other foot, and it was the Oilers who were the Columbus Blue Jackets.
The decade of darkness.
The decade of darkness. I remember hating these games, right? The good team that's playing like below what it should be and that just got murdered the game before. I remember those games being like, I hate this. Like, so that like, there is that like where you look at Columbus and you're just kind of like, oh, they actually are ripe for the taking. That they looked at that Oilers team, get absolutely bludgeoned by Colorado, and they're like, oh, good, the Oilers aren't playing well. Like, it is one of those games where I agree with Dustin. Like, this is where Connor McDavid comes out and goes to the middle of the ice and leads by example.
Shows some emotion.
Has to happen tonight, I think.
Maybe fights, drops the gloves.
Anyway, you can get on that with us over at playalberta.ca. Download that phrase, please. Download the Play Alberta app. Click EST specials. It should be up shortly. It'll be Connor McDavid, 2+ points, and the Oilers to win tonight. Use our codes EST50 and EST Sports. Deposit 50 and get a $50 free bet in the 7 o'clock hour of the Nielson Show is brought to you by GameSense. So when you are gambling, please set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your GameSense. We've got That's Good coming up for the Italian Center. And Marshall Ferguson is going to join us to set up the Grey Cup, which is happening this week. It is the Riders against Davis Alexander, Mr. Perfect. He's never lost. We'll get into that as well, but let's get to a sports update right now, which is brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who just put his entire account on the early bird bet of the day. Visit them at 938 First Street in Sherwood Park. Here's the update.
Justin Herbert threw for 1 touchdown as the Los Angeles Chargers handle the Pittsburgh Steelers 25-10 on your NFL Sunday night. Week 10 wraps up tonight as the Green Bay Packers host the Eagles. You can catch all the action with Lieutenant Eric live at Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge inside Century Casino, Fort Road. Enjoy loaded burger specials, free heated underground parking, and your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to see the Broncos take on the Raiders in Vegas. A packed NHL slate last night. The last place Calgary Flames were blanked 2-0 by the Minnesota Wild, while the Blackhawks crushed the Red Wings 5-1. The Senators double up on the Mammoth 4-2. Hurricanes edged the Maple Leafs 5-4. Ducks took down the Jets 4-1. In the first place, Avalanche slipped past the Canucks 5-4 in overtime. Just 4 games on the NHL schedule tonight, including the Edmonton Oilers back on home ice against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Oil look to bounce back after an embarrassing 9-1 loss on Saturday. Coverage begins with the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show with Tom Gazzola starting at 6:30. Puck drop set for 7:30. Over to the hardwood. 7 games in the NBA last night. The Thunder beat the Grizzlies 114-100. The Warriors rolled past the Pacers 114-83. And the Knicks dominated the Nets 134-98. 9 games around the association tonight, while the Toronto Raptors are off until tomorrow. And the stage is officially set for the 112th Grey Cup in Winnipeg. Trevor Harris and the Saskatchewan Roughriders will square off with the undefeated Davis Alexander and Montreal Alouettes. Kickoff goes next Sunday at 4. The sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, your dealer for life.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Lynyrd Skynyrd with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tati and Eric and all of the back end. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Captain can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a cool bet to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Amanda Canes? Macramel, Rapaport, Dreger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him giving present, does he go for? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu.
7:38 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, please tell your friends that the Nielson Show is back on the radio. This time it is bigger and better than ever on FM radio. Nielson and Fraser with you today. YouTube Trev is grinding it out with us today as well. Nielson Show brought to you by Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Weiss Johnson. Edmonton's trained home comfort specialist for nearly 50 years. Get your home comfortable now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Train. Train, it's hard to stop a train. Fraser, would you like to blow my train whistle?
No, I'll pass again.
All right.
So I appreciate the offer, though.
I'll ask you again later. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today. You can text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox. They've got 5 locations locally. One great website, ParisJewelers.com, Canadian family-owned. And boy, it's going to be a tough one today to win the Royal Pizza text of the day because the inbox is taking an absolute pounding. But Royal Pizza still making it great. The best and freshest ingredients you'll find. Top-notch service for over 55 years. Order online today, royalpizza.ca, or visit one of their 14 locations in the Edmonton area.
Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Royal Pizza, still making it great. Unlike that hockey team on Saturday night, am I right? The early bird bet is up. It is now posted. Oilers money line and McDavid 2+ points tonight. Plus 145. Click on EST specials over at playalberta.ca. Play Alberta, title sponsor of what we're doing over here at Edmonton Sports Talk. All right, let's dive into That's a Good for the Italian Center. If you're scrambling around, you're so disappointed over the weekend, you completely gave up on life, you don't have any groceries, and you need to come up with something for dinner tonight, why not swing by the Italian Center and pick up one of their Massimo Heat and Serve meals? Various types of pastas and lots of meatballs you can get your hands on. Absolutely delicious. That's good. I guess we got to talk about the penalty kill, am I right?
What a perfect night.
How do you lose a game 9-1 and go 7 for 7 on the penalty kill?
I know.
And a power play for Colorado that was actually zipping it around.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what they always say about penalty killing, phrase? Your best penalty kill is your goaltender.
That game.
How about that?
That game made Fancy Stat fans absolutely irate.
Oh, just distraught, probably. Yeah. I mean, so this is what we could do from That's Good today. A couple of things. First of all, if you do have like a silver lining from Saturday night, like McDavid shot on the power play.
Yeah,
he didn't pass.
that's
McDavid
right.
shot. So that was good. They penalty kill went 7 for 7.
Yeah.
What was the face-offs? Didn't you say face-offs?
Yeah, they had 55% in the dot.
Right, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Possession is 55% of the law.
Yeah.
I think ownership or whatever. You know the saying I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Colorado had like 25 giveaways, but that's more a reflection of Colorado always having the puck.
Trev, give me something good that happened in that game on Saturday night, eh?
I think
there wasn't a jersey thrown on the ice.
Wasn't a jersey. That was, was it surprising? Yeah, it was kind of surprising.
They didn't give up 10 that counted.
Yeah, that's true. I think the video staff, the video coach, huge shout out to him, because if it wasn't for him, it would have been good.
You know what? That's
good
a good one.
That's a positive. I don't think I've ever given him love. He's ever received love, so that's good. And you know what? The first 4 minutes maybe was pretty good. I think McDavid was buzzing, and I was like, oh, yeah, he looks good out there. He really wants it tonight. This is going to be not at all what happened. But like, I was like, I cracked a brewski, and I'm like, with my buddy, I'm
Here
like,
we go.
Yeah, this is it. Get ready.
This is it now.
McDavid's buzzing. And that was That was just not at all what ended up happening. But the first 4 minutes were good. And I'd say, yeah, it was nice to see him. When was the last time you see McDavid like shoot from there, score from there? It was nice. It was refreshing.
You mean shoot from 10 feet in front of the net?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't happen, man. It doesn't. But
they only had to be trailing 6-0 at the time for him to do it.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah. He picked his spot, and maybe he's just like, oh, maybe it's a spark. He's like, oh, I can do that. That feels good. Maybe I'll start doing this a little bit more.
So you're thinking that's the game that gets him going.
Point.
Yes.
That's the
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's
those
good.
Are some positives.
All right, what was your silver lining to the game on Saturday, everybody? 780-218-9999. That's a good for the Italian Center.
Good.
RSO Cody texts in, says, Oilers getting beaten by 8. Yeah, right? As long as it rhymes with great. It really works. Martin texted in and says, silver lining, I watch movies with my little kids instead of the game. I don't know this heartbreak that Trev witnessed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You are a smart fan if you bailed on your team early that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Sour Patch Kid texts in and says, the Oilers put the rest of the league on notice with that game on Saturday. No one comes into our house and scores 10 goals. That's a pretty good text. That's a pretty good text, Sour Patch Kid. That is a pretty good text. Where I was going to go with my good is calling walk-off playoff game-winning field goal. Like
felt pretty good.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like things I've called overtime goals in hockey. A lot of fun. I've never called a game-winning home run, but a playoff game-winning home run where you can kind of set the stage a little bit. But the game-winning field goal, you know it's ending one way or the other. You know that 85 to 90% of the time you're going to make that thing, unless you're an Elks kicker over the last 5 years. So you can build, you can really sort of ramp it up, right? The anticipation of the winner. I love calling game-winning field goals, man. It's about like 10 minutes left in that game. I was like, oh man, we could be in a game-winning field goal situation. This could be something else. Now, I wish it would have been deeper. Like, I wish it was a 55-yarder. You really lose your mind a bit. But I'm trying to think. I've never called a buzzer beater in basketball. I don't know how that would factor into this.
I don't know if there's anything outside of a walk-off home run. I don't know if there's anything.
You think the
bigger.
Walk-off home run, eh?
Walk-off home run is the greatest.
Yeah. And you get to wrap up the call as the ball goes.
I think, but the last second basket, like when the shot's in the air and the time has expired.
You think that's the one? That would be fun.
Well, think Kawhi Leonard, man.
Yeah, the Kawhi Leonard with that bouncing around.
That was few moments in sport compared to that moment.
You know, there's a cool picture of where was I? So I was with Dwayne Ford and Marshall Ferguson, our next guest will know this. Dwayne Ford loves to eat.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. We had 3 hours between sit-down interviews on Friday. And I didn't want to. He goes, should we go get something to eat? I was like, yeah. He goes, what do you think? He goes, barbecue. I was like, all right. So we drove like 15 minutes to get to this barbecue place in Hamilton. Kind of just a little hole-in-the-wall place.
Perfect.
That being said, I will never doubt Dwayne's.
Yeah. I would trust.
The bar, it was unbelievable. Yeah. But anyway, I went in there, and this is why I came up, because they had a picture in there of the shot from Kawhi. And the only two things that were in color were Kawhi crouched down watching and the ball on the rim. And I was like, man, that's a pretty cool
shot. Yeah.
So like calling that might, I don't know. I've never had the chance to do that. I'm wondering how that would fill the rush of like a game-winning field or a game-winning touchdown. I mean, a touchdown at the end would be pretty slick as well. But it is Grey Cup week. I'll be off to Winnipeg on Wednesday, and we've got two phenomenal storylines here. You've got the Riders, who've been excellent all season, with Trevor Harris, who's got a couple Grey Cup rings but was never the guy. He's 40 years old. Heck of a story if he can lead the Riders to the Grey. And then on the other side, you've got this upstart quarterback who has never lost. He's now 13-0 in his CFL career, dealing with a bit of a hamstring issue at the end of that game. But he is going to play. He said it after the game. He goes, I will be playing in the Grey Cup. So he'll get treatment. Montreal Alouettes, when they've been healthy this year, they've been awesome. Should be an outstanding game. Very much looking forward to it. But it is Grey Cup week. So let's kick it off with the Marshall Ferguson, who's probably at barbecue with Dwayne More than once, I would think, Marsh. You must have known exactly what I was talking about when Dwayne's like, do you want to venture into the deepest areas of Hamilton to find barbecue on Friday?
I just laughed as I'm sitting here listening to you say that, because I know like your impression of Dwayne was spot on, where he just kind of, there's a quiet moment in conversation, he kind of side eyes you and does you want to get some food? Because it starts to creep into brain, like his mind of like, because I know Dwayne always does the math of, if I don't eat now, I gotta wait until after these next sit downs, and by then I'm gonna be starving. And like, he's amazing that way. So yeah,
let's continue with Tales of Dwayne Forty for a second, because we get to the barbecue place, and it's like not a sit down place. You walk in, it's kind of like the soup Nazi place where you walk in, but very friendly. But you walk in, you're like, here's the thing. So I'm looking at the menu, and I'm like, oh, a half pound of brisket, like that sounds like a lot. It was 2 big pieces of brisket, and then I got some fries, and I was like, that should be enough. I don't want to overeat. I don't want to. Dwayne steps up, looks at the menu, and he goes, I'm going to get the Big Papa, which was like a meal for a family of 4. Sure. It was everything on the menu put into one box. And then he's like, and then I'll also get a half pound of brisket as well. And I was just like, his lunch came to like $85. It was unbelievable. And then we went back and we sat there, and I've eaten with Dwayne before, but it's just, I'm telling you could sell tickets to having a meal with Dwayne Ford. It's amazing. It's amazing. He took most of it down, took 2 things of leftovers home, and then he came to the game the next day. I said, hey, how was the barbecue this morning? Yeah. He was like, actually gave it to my family. I said, what a man. What a family provider. Man. Yeah.
Just abusing the expense account, right? To be able to feed the family once he does. But I think about this often because when we're in Ottawa, Dwayne loves Fat Boys, which is in Ottawa down by the Byward Market, right? So he goes there and he gets like, it's called the Kentucky Derby, which is basically like 4 of everything they have on the menu. And he gets like, that. And I remember like last year, late in the season, I was late coming in because I was driving in from Hamilton, and I text him. I'm like, hey, what's up? What do you do? He's like, we're at Fat Boys, come by. I'm like, great. So I get there and he's like halfway through his feast. And I wasn't really that hungry. I forget what it was, but anyways, I ended up, I'm like, can I just get some like fried pickle spears? And then as I'm like ordering it, at the other end of the table with our entire CFL and TSN crew, I'll never forget Dwayne just going, Marshall, no, Marshall, no. Like he was like disgusted and acting like my dad, but like just really pissed off at me for ordering pickles, because he's like, why are you not getting the heaviest thing on the menu? I'm like, I don't know. It's been one of those days. I'm like, he's the best, man.
When he comes out to Calgary, he brings a special bag to take meat sandwiches and Nick's Pizza back on the plane with him. He's the best. He's absolutely incredible. All right, Marsh, we've got obviously a very intriguing Grey Cup matchup here, but let's just start with this past week. One game comes down to a walk-off field goal. Montreal finds a way to get it done in Hamilton. Let's start out east quickly. You watch those teams a lot this year. Montreal's, there's a lot of talk about Davis Alexander, and rightfully so, but Montreal's defense contained a pretty good Hamilton offense in that East final, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed listening to you call it, because I did the Yates Cup, so the Ontario University Championship game, and then we kicked off at 1:00 and you guys were at 3. So I actually got a chance to just like throw the phone next to me and put you on the Bluetooth. So you were in my ears as I was driving home from Kitchener-Waterloo when I went up there and did Laurier's game. But yeah, it was from what I caught in the second half and being able to listen and understand, like it just feels so empty for Hamilton, right? Like that's the whole thing is. I was home by the time that the game was finishing, and I'm with my son Noah, and I had this like guttural response as the kick was going up, and I saw it was going to be good. I just said out loud next to Noah, "Oh my God, Hamilton's season's over." Like there's the finality of it where you go like after calling, I don't know, however many, probably a dozen of their games this year kind of thing, and you see the quality that they are and the improvements that they made from last season and the way that Bo has come around. And obviously he's like, his window is closing and you want to make the most of it. His relationship with Kenny Lawler's off the charts. They find a ground game. Like I could go on for an hour about interesting moments and points of conversation I had with the Tiger Cats this year. And then the kick goes through and you're like, oh my God,
it's done.
It's just done. It's the emptiest thing ever. And like, I don't, obviously, many parts of the country already have lots of snow. Here in Hamilton, it was like Saturday, the game happens yesterday. out of nowhere, we got like 2 feet of snow and the temperature dropped by 10 degrees, and it felt like hell froze over because it's a time loop of the Tiger Cats not being in the Grey Cup or not winning the Grey Cup. Or Montreal was super impressive, I think, the way that they just handled that game. And I'm actually writing an article for CFL.ca this morning about who has the advantage at different positional groups going into the Grey Cup. And I want to write Saskatchewan for most of the parts that I have to kind of piece together. And every time that I'm about to start writing it, I just go, yeah, but Montreal's going to make me look like an idiot because this is just what they do. Like, they're just so well pieced together and they play such a well-rounded game that, yeah, I think it's going to be a really entertaining Grey Cup just because Saskatchewan should be favored. Saskatchewan should be, have all the juice go in their direction. And Davis Alexander, eventually this run's got to end, and. But it hasn't. Like, Montreal just refuses to go away. So, yeah, it's crazy what happened in that game and how late it went down. Also, how low scoring it was.
I know.
I was like, when I tuned in
the first quarter, which was just the second game all season, that was 0-0, like scoreless first quarter. I don't know. I don't think I did the other one. I don't know. Maybe you did the other. I don't know. I can't remember which game it was, but no points in the first quarter of that game. I was stunned.
I did laugh as I was listening where you're just like, we had something called a touchdown. Yeah, on the last drive, and I was like, yeah, those are rare, few and far between at times.
Is it difficult when looking at Montreal because usually a football team presents you with a personality, right? Like BC Lions are a high flying, high octane offense, right? Or years past, we would look at a Winnipeg Blue Bombers team and gush about the way that they played defensively. Montreal just wins football games, right? Like that seems to be their personality. You can't really predict what the football game's going to look like, but you can usually predict who's going to come out on top.
It's a great point. And I think something that I have really come to appreciate about the whole Machocha, Moss, Calvillo setup, like Noel Thorpe, obviously super important in that equation as well, is they do not build themselves, like you say, on we're going to throw it up and down the field, or like Saskatchewan is like, we're going to pound the rock, AJO led, and we're going to be high efficiency. And I feel like the Alouettes are the most malleable team in the CFL because they're like, do we need to run it with Stevie Scott 15 times to win? Cool. Do we need to throw it 50 times? Cool. Do we need to blitz? Awesome. We can do that. Do we want to sit back and rush 3? Sure. And they just find the small opportunities and then cash in on them. And that's essentially what you're saying, and it's so true, is that they've built their ability to win around culture and mindset. And it's like, that's the most difficult thing in the world, not only to instill, but then to break. Because it doesn't matter what situation they're in, Montreal's not going to break. And it's something it's small, but I always think of this when I'm watching Montreal games on TV, is when you see like the military personnel that are on their sideline, man, for me, and I don't have a lot of connection points with the military, obviously, Remembrance Day and everything being around right now, but it's like, if I was coming off the sideline and there was a military person standing on my bench, basically like as part of my team for every game, I'd have a really hard time not being totally the bleep locked in. Because like you just have so much respect for those people and what they're about that it would remind me every time. It's like, you go 2 and out and you come back to the sideline and there's a military personnel standing on your sideline, be like, oh damn, I just let that dude down. Like that's not okay, right? So it kind of goes to the whole thing that they've created, which is just like be locked in, be focused, be motivated, and find a way. No matter what, find a way. So it's a cool way of framing it. Yeah, I love that.
Marsh, what's the better storyline, do you think? A 40-year-old Trevor Harris gets the Grey Cup this year for the Riders, and he's got a couple of rings, but this one would be his. He would be starting this one. Or Davis Alexander remains perfect, and the Montreal Alouettes win the Grey Cup.
Man, it's great, isn't it? Having those back-to-back side by side. Yeah. But, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody else does this. Every single time that Trevor Harris gets mentioned as like a 2-time Grey Cup champion, I always go, when did he?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's not that memorable moment of being like, yeah, he led them to the. It's like, no, he's never. How old is he and he hasn't done it? Really? It's like it feels like in Ottawa he won like a 1 or 2 as like the no. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's a funny one.
You're not the only. It's the same thing every time. I'm like, Oh yeah, Trevor was on Grey Cup champion teams as a backup. Like,
It's like the most inevitable conversation when that gets mentioned. Everybody that I'm ever around is just like, when did he? I'm like, yeah, I know, right? It's the same thing. But I think because of what I just talked about with Montreal, and obviously if a veteran quarterback wins, and anybody that wins a championship for the Saskatchewan Roughriders is going to be a legend and be goated, and they're going to go crazy about it. In terms of just storylines, like taking the fandom and the size of the fan base and the home stadium advantage and all that stuff out of it, being perfect. I know that wins are not a quarterback statistic, but they are for Davis Alexander, because when he's not playing, they lose.
Yeah.
So that's the difference in this conversation. Because usually we're just like, Tom Brady has this many wins over this many teams. And it's like, yeah, but that was over a long career. This is a small window where we have seen Davis healthy on field win, Davis not on field loss. And it's like, so I think if he were able to go perfect and to play in the game of this caliber this early on in his starting career. Because think about it too. Like, I remember last year when the MBT for Fajardo trade happens.
Yeah.
And I remember putting a poll up on Twitter saying, like, basically there's a Grim Reaper standing behind you, because it's like Trey Ford is starting and Davis Alexander's starting, and there's these two guys who just got swapped, and which starting quarterback would you like to be in this situation? And I honestly thought that it was going to be like Trey holding off Cody, because I wasn't sure what Cody was going to look like. Obviously, that was wrong. With MBT standing behind Davis, I think the part of that equation that I missed was that McLeod is, he wants to play as bad as anybody, but Davis doesn't give a damn about anything or anyone. It reminds me of when Zach Collaros was in Hamilton, and we had a conversation on morning radio about, hey, do you know that Johnny Manziel is on the negotiation list? He's like, I do not care. Bring him here. I'll just beat him for the starting job. I was like, at that point, it seemed crazy. Obviously, it's not that crazy when we saw Johnny in the CFL.
Yeah.
But I love that Zach has that kind of like vibe of just, I don't give a damn. Just bring him here and I'll beat him. And Davis has that feeling as well. So I think, in terms of storyline, him being able to stay perfect in a sport where you're not supposed to be able to do that for this long and to do it in a championship, that would be wild.
Marsh, great stuff, buddy. Awesome catching up with you, and enjoy the game.
Thank you, guys. Have fun.
There you go. That is Marshall Ferguson, one of our voices for the CFL on TSN, joining us on the Firehouse Subs hotline. All of our subs freshly toasted, stacked high, crafted to satisfy, each sub piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. Yeah, Davis Alexander gives no Fs about what people think about how he is. And that guy, I asked him on Friday, I said, do you feel like your success has to come through your energy and your bravado on the field? And he's like, he said that last 2 weeks ago, I guess now in the semifinal, he goes, my antics, might have gone a little bit too far. And we didn't bring it up with him. He goes, I might need to just dial it back a bit. Like against Winnipeg, they're scoring touchdowns and he's running in front of the whole Bombers bench being like, giving it to him. He was getting into it with the crowd in Hamilton in the first quarter of this game. So I asked Jason Moss, I said, Davis brought up with us that he thinks maybe his antics went. I said, is that something you brought up with him to be like, hey man, just dial it back a bit? And Moss, you know how intense Moss is. Moss was like, no, I don't want him to change a thing with the way that he approaches things.
He channels his head coach a little bit.
Oh, they are two peas in a pod.
Yeah, exactly. They are very happy.
Yeah.
Working with each other.
Jason Moss, I remember the one story, I think Dave Jamieson told me, he lost here at Commonwealth and he was so angry, he just jogged all the way back to Sherwood Park. Yeah. He was just like, I'm just running back home. I'm just going to run home. Yeah. Moss. Yeah. But I will say this, I think Jason Moss
hunted 3 deers along the way.
He came home, dropped a deer on the table, was like, dinner's ready. Yeah. But I will say this about Jason, in that since he was here to where he is now, he has matured as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he does keep his own emotions a little bit more under control than back in the day.
The fact that he is still employed tells you that he has matured into the role. Because early Jason Moss would not be holding down the job right now.
A great coaching matchup for the Grey Cup as well. Mace versus Moss should be very good. The Riders over at Play Alberta. Play Alberta is the title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. I saw it last night. The Riders were 2.5-point favorites. That has moved to 3, which I think is pretty much exactly where it should be, right? You usually Yeah, I think 3's probably where it should be. What's interesting is that the Riders will be playing in Winnipeg, where a bunch of Bombers fans will clearly be cheering for the Alouettes.
Right.
I think, even though the Alouettes beat the Bombers in the Grey Cup just 2 years ago.
Well, I'm always happy for any organizing committee if your team doesn't make it when Saskatchewan does.
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah, for
like,
sure.
It's one of those things where it's kind of like Winnipeg Blue Bombers and their fan organization and their Grey Cup committee breathes a sigh of relief when they see Saskatchewan come out on top over BC.
All right, 780-218-9999, 7 o'clock hour of the Nielson Show has been brought to you by GameSense. Remember, when you're gambling, please set a budget before you play. Stay informed. There's a bunch of resources and planning that you can find at GameSenseAB.ca. Remember, if you gamble, use your GameSense. You can also go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and there's a GameSense banner. Click on that. That'll get you anything that you may need help with. All right, we need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now. Gift certificate up for grabs to Mr. Mike's. If you'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia, we are 42-0 in the 95.7 Cruise FM era. I'm doing the questions today. You want me to do questions? I know sometimes when I'm not here, you do questions, but
hey, man,
I do have questions. All right, I have questions. And it's kind of funny. If you watch the game on Saturday night, you might know where I'm going.
All right.
But Kind of Easy Trivia, if you want to play, text Trev right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia. We got 3 questions too many coming up. Gager's going to join us to continue to break down that dismantling of the Oilers by the Avs on Saturday night. GCL Diesel, Orange and Blue Breakfast still to come as well. We'll do your Sellies Monday Night Football Challenge and the wrap for William Huff. All still to come on the Nielsen Show, brought to you by Weiss Johnson. But if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, text Trev right now, 780-218-9999. It is Nielsen, it is Fraser, it is YouTube, Trev. And let's get to a sports update right now with Trev, which is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Justin Herbert tossing 1 touchdown as the Chargers top the Steelers 25-10 on your NFL Sunday Nighter. Week 10 wraps up tonight as the Green Bay Packers host the Eagles. You can join Lieutenant Eric at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino, Fort Road. Loaded burgers on special, free heated underground parking, and your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to see the Broncos take on the Raiders in Vegas. A full NHL slate last night that saw the last place Calgary Flames get blanked by the Wild 2-0. The Blackhawks pummel the Red Wings 5-1. The Senators double up on the Mammoth 4-2. The Hurricanes edge the Maple Leafs 5-4. Ducks get past the Jets 4-1. And the first place Avs get past the Canucks 5-4 in overtime. Just 4 games in the NHL tonight, including the Oilers welcoming in the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Oilers look to bounce back after an embarrassing 9-1 loss on Saturday night. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show with Tom Gazzola starting at 6:30, puck drop at 7:30. Over to the hardcore, just 7 games in the association last night. The Thunder take down the Grizzlies 114-100. The Warriors all over the Pacers 114-83, and the Knicks defeat the Nets 134-98. Tonight in the association, just 9 games, and the Raptors don't play again until tomorrow. The stage is set in Winnipeg for the 112th Grey Cup. Trevor Harris and the Riders are taking on the undefeated Davis Alexander and the Montreal Alouettes. Kickoff for this one is next Sunday at 4 o'clock. The sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
they sucked the big one on Saturday night, that 5 More Rings song still slaps. It's still, I think it still gets people fired. It got me fired up. I think this team was absolutely awful, atrocious on Saturday. From goaltending out, coaching, management, whatever. We ranted all about in the 6 o'clock hour. We'll come back around to it with 3 questions here, but I still like that song.
It is, that Oilers squad is why when this team knocks teams off in the playoffs, as they do, those teams always kind of have a bit of a bewildered look to them.
Because they watch them for the first 2 months of the year and go like
you've seen it with Dallas.
Yeah,
you've seen it with Dallas the last 2 years. At the end of the series, they're like, how
did that happen?
How did this happen? That's not the end. Like, how did we do that? Even Vegas, to a little bit, to a certain extent, is kind of just like, what is going on? And yeah, I will guarantee it right now. Oilers take on Colorado in the playoffs and beat Colorado. And Nathan MacKinnon is just sitting there going, what is going on?
You're an optimist, Fraser.
I am on crazy pills.
You're an optimist. I love it. Luke in Cowtown texts in. You can text us anytime. That'll get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Don't be a dud. Be a stud at Paris Jewelers. Flexible payment options is in. Do not pay for 1 year. Can't be any more flexible than that unless they were giving you the stuff for free. West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center, and of course online, parisjewelers.com. They're Canadian. They are family owned.
In Dallas, the head coach was so bewildered, he just decided to throw the entire team under a bus. Cost him his job.
He did. You're right. That is true.
Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Royal Pizza text of the day. Keep those text messages coming in. We'll sort through them during the wrap for William Huff around 8:50 this morning. Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
If you have one furnace, but now that we know that Dennis from Weiss Johnson confirmed we can have up to 6. Well, they've put in 6. You could probably have as many as you want, I guess, now. But if you have one furnace and you're like, my furnace needs a... It's like when you have one kid and you're like, we should have another one. Yeah.
We don't want him to be that weird only child, only furnace.
Yeah. You don't want an only furnace. They end up being weird. Let's go get a friend furnace, a sibling.
Yeah.
At WJSportsTalk.com. Find more details on that one. 8 o'clock hour of the Nielson Show is brought to you by GD Liquidators. Auctions and appraisals as well, where they just received a large quantity of nicely used pallet racking. Mention EST and get 5% off anything new or used at GD Liquidators. Also, don't miss their monthly online auctions at gdliquidators.com. Canadian owned and operated as well. Make them your first call, 780-447-2787, or visit them at 14510 124th Ave. The Edmonton Oilers, embarrassing. Connor McDavid described it as humbling. Embarrassing is probably the better word for it on Saturday night. Absolutely atrocious effort. Ran out of their own building at home, booed off the ice. Chance to bounce back tonight. We'll have your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast coming up. Gage is going to join us around 8:30 as well. We'll get into 3 questions too many, but let's start the hour with a little kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's, where that new location in Bonnie Doon is now open. Check out MrMikes.ca for more details. Order online at Skip the Dishes or DoorDash. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. Trev, who do we got today, buddy? What do we got here?
We got a birthday boy.
A birthday boy. It's his birthday today.
Yes.
Who is it?
Kyle.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Hey, Kyle. Is that what we're doing? We're doing South Park voice?
That's what I was trying.
Trace, you don't watch South Park anymore, do you?
Of course I do.
I figured you. What are they doing, like small season right now? It's
South Park. They just decide to, you know what, season's over.
Yeah.
Like, just out of the blue.
No more South Park for you, Kyle.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to Kyle. Needs to get 3 to 5 correct. Kyle, what's up, buddy?
Hi, it's not just Kyle. It's Kyle the Embalmer.
Ah, Kyle the Embalmer. Nice. You ready to play, Kyle?
Of course.
All right, here we go. Start the ticker after I read the first question. How many goals did the Oilers allow on Saturday, Kyle?
9.
Who had more goals, MacKinnon or the Oilers?
MacKinnon.
Who had more goals, Makar or the Oilers?
Makar.
Who had more goals, Parker Kelly or the Oilers?
Probably Parker Kelly.
Who had more goals, Jack Dreger or the Oilers?
Probably Jack Drury.
Yeah, they all had more goals. You win. That's the Kyle. And you got it.
That is why I did it. At number 5. Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal a show.
That's a peddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a peddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a peddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit.
Take it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
8:14. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, tell your friends that the Nielson Show is on FM radio, and probably the best on the radio. So you can join us every day from 6 till 9. You can listen on TuneIn, you can listen on iHeart, you can listen over on watch on YouTube. Hammer the thumbs up for us on YouTube as well. Happy birthday, Kyle the Embalmer. Happy birthday. Hey, what do you think of my new shirt? It's
pretty.
a Blue Jays American League Championship shirt. Has the bottle of champagne popping on it.
There you go.
Picked it up at the Toronto airport at a reasonable price. Well, I wanted to bring home T-shirts for the kids.
I see. You were through Toronto.
So I was in Toronto.
It was a big fall.
They're on this big Blue Jays run.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll go get some T-shirts for the kids. So I got Marsh and Muzz each a Vladdy Guerrero T-shirt.
Yeah.
They're loving
those
it.
Were affordable.
Yeah. At the airport?
Yeah, at the airport. What a smart place to buy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Something.
Well, but I didn't go anywhere else in Toronto. I stayed at the airport in Toronto, then drove to Hamilton, then came back and stayed at the airport in Toronto again. There was no other place to go. So this is my only, and then I was just like, well, I can't bring the kids a shirt and not bring Tammy a shirt because she got on the Jays bandwagon as well.
Yep.
So I found a shirt for her, and I was like, I can't get my whole family shirts and not me a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
So I bought a shirt and yada, yada, yada. It's so embarrassing. I don't even want to tell you how much I paid for these shirts. In fact, it was so bad that I told Tam, don't worry about it. 25% off. Praise. I didn't get 25% off.
No,
I just didn't want her to think I was an idiot for buying airport T-shirts. It was, even when they rang in the first one, I was like, oh no.
Oh
no, I didn't see that one was that price. I thought it was this price, but I was already like, I'm fully in. I'm pot committed.
I'm sorry. Was that not the buy one, get one bin that I pulled out of?
I know. You know what? There was a cheap table.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the shirts. I was just like, no, this is why they're cheap.
Yeah.
So anyway, story of my life. So not good. This text comes in. First time they've ever texted in, probably a 95.7 Cruise FMer. First time texting in. I was there Saturday night, and they played 5 minutes of that game. No one knew where the other guy was. Passes to no one. It was brutal. It wasn't just the goalies or the defense or lack of offense. It was everything. Quit putting the lines through a blender. They need to develop some chemistry, and whatever Paul Coffey brought to the table as a defense coach is gone. Get him down to the bench fast. No more excuses. Please let that game be rock bottom. First time they've ever texted in. Didn't put a handle on it. Brought the heat. And it's got to be rock bottom, right? I mean, losing to Columbus tonight, 9-1.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. Columbus is in town.
Quick question, side question before we get to 3 questions too many. What would have to happen tonight against Columbus, who's last in their division, to be worse than 9-1 drubbing at home in a heavyweight battle on Saturday night on Hockey Night Canada?
5-0 shutout is probably going to...
On Prime.
Yeah.
You got shut out on Prime. Yeah. The others haven't done well on Prime.
Wow.
They don't like that Prime spotlight.
I don't know if this town has seen a bigger first shot than the first shot tonight against.
Well, if there's one thing you should have faith in,
you know what I mean?
Like goalies.
Like that hand grenade is dangerous.
I mean, I would argue that losing 3 or 4-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets, coming off the loss you had, is worse than the loss you had.
Yep.
So they got to bring it tonight. I mean, they have to. Columbus rolls in with one of the toughest dudes in the league, too. Like, there's not I wish one of the others would step up and do that. But that's not in their DNA.
Yeah, why would
There's just no way. All right, Sherwood Park, Luke texts in and says, sounds like Dusty didn't use his T-shirt sense. No, I use my game sense when I'm playing at Play Alberta, but I did not use my T-shirt sense.
You make bad T-shirt bets all the time.
I'm a horrible T-shirt buying guy. I buy shirts for like $15 from some website in the States. It shows up, and I'm like, this isn't great quality.
Yeah. Something makes me think There's a correlation between what I spend and what I get.
Weird. Not on these shirts.
No.
Not on airport shirts. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch Lewicki doesn't wear T-shirts. He only wears dress shirts. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Classy.
Yeah. I've never seen Mitch in a T-shirt. Like, I've seen him in a golf shirt because I golf with him.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in a T-shirt. He must have like grubbies at home that he'd throw on. Like
he only wears belly shirts, cutoffs.
at home.
At home. Yeah.
He's either in a suit, a golf shirt, or a belly shirt.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. Question number 1. No, I mean, we've already hit on like all of these as we worked our way through this disastrous hockey game. But question number 1, if the Oilers dish out another dud tonight, what happens?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing's the answer.
Nothing. They hope that Hyman's healthy for the next game.
if that, you know what happens? Hyman gets rushed back, re-injures himself, and misses even more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
I mean, a lineup change, somebody in, somebody out.
Yeah.
But like, if you think they lose tonight to Columbus and they trade for a goalie tomorrow, or they fire their coach, or they bring Paul Coffey back down to the bench, I don't want you to get your hopes up of something significant happening if they lose tonight.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win tonight, but nothing happens.
I am surprised they haven't pulled the Hamblin switch yet.
Oh, look at you.
Not because I think he's going to do anything, but like in the school of do something, there's always the American Hockey League recall. So I'm a little
just
surprised. I am a little surprised that we haven't seen some sort of, well, go get somebody out of the A and see if they can provide a spark. At the very least, make someone afraid for their job.
That's like one of the few things that you could do to maybe ruffle a few feathers among the group.
And I always take exception.
What about a players-only meeting?
Oh, the players-only meeting.
We haven't got to a players-only.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That is still out there.
Yeah.
Players-only meeting, staff person partway through.
They're holding back on that one. Yeah.
If they lose tonight, I think players only.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you think? Trev, hey, players only tonight if they lose?
Probably.
Yeah.
It has to. Like, you can't keep, I mean, there's the extension to Knobloch. You can't keep doing what they've been doing, which whenever something bad happens, you know, oh, coach gone. No,
I always worry that the players only then leads to, are they phasing the coach out?
Yeah.
Right? Are they ignoring the coach? That's why they have to go players only.
Yeah.
And
what
that
about
conversation
team
would pop
building
up.
exercise? Like
team building.
They
lose West Edmonton Mall trip.
They lose tonight. Do they do a ropes course together?
Well, somebody said it sounded like they had their rookie party in Dallas after the game.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But that was 3 days before the Colorado game. Like, there's no way there was a rookie party hangover.
No.
For the game against
Or
Colorado.
it was the greatest rookie party ever.
Yeah, or it was awful and it just made the team even more distraught. Like, so here's what happens after tonight. They go on the road for 7.
Yep.
At Philly.
Yep.
At Columbus again.
Yep.
Then they get the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
They get the Sabres, Capitals, Lightning, Panthers. So they go on a 7-game road trip after tonight. And that road trip, not going to say make or break the season because it's still November, but if they don't play well on the road trip, it can make things extremely difficult come January, February, March, even if you are playing much better. Dr. J says, why don't they do laser tag?
A laser tag.
That's a
team
good
building.
idea.
Yeah. Yep.
God, yeah, laser tag. What about paintball so it hurts a little bit?
Yeah.
Right? I'm too afraid to try paintball.
You'd be good at it, man.
Why do you think I would be good at paintball?
You're tough. You're
a
tough.
massive target.
He's a big target. He would not be good at it.
You're shifty, though. You're shifty.
Trev, I love you, and I always appreciate your support for me, but
no,
just stop.
You're fast. You can move around. You're a good leader. You know, go. Clear.
I would like to
Turning
be
corners.
the guys that are like, go, 2.
Yeah.
And I just stay hidden.
You'd be good at that.
I would not be good.
There is no staying hidden for you.
I've never been hit by a paintball.
It's not bad. It's not
Does
bad.
it leave a bruise?
Yes.
Oh. Well, then I guess it is kind of bad, Trev.
Do you think you're stronger? You have a higher pain tolerance than
What do you think, Trev? What do you think?
A grade 5er is what I'm going to say.
No, I don't.
What?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Trev, I've known him a long time.
embarrassing.
Let me let you know something. He was more of a man when he was 10 than he is today.
Ugh.
I'm not even arguing that.
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm.
He grew up on a farm.
By the time I was 15 and moved to town, my life, that was it. I peaked.
Yeah.
Like as a tough guy.
Yeah.
Unless I could have got that Harley Davidson that Bear was offering me to take 10 years ago.
He was also raised by a man who had to phone his dad to come and deal with a bird. So
that's true. My HR daddy is also incredibly soft. I tried to change Marsh, but he's fighting an uphill battle. That's why he's going to be sitting here at EST with us in about 8 years.
Yeah. His daughter is the man of the household.
Yeah. Elizabeth is a terror.
Yeah.
Like, she's as tough as nails.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, no, Trev, I wouldn't be good at paintball. Okay, that's why I haven't done it, because I don't want to get hit with a paintball. I think it looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
What would be the equivalent? Fraser, have you been hit with a paintball before?
Sure, yeah, many times. Yeah.
So what's the equivalent of it? Like a hard slap?
No, it's the equivalent of somebody with the elastic band and like snapping it on your skin.
God, I don't like that.
Like times 5 though, like a lot.
What? Well, depends. Yeah. Depends on how big of an elastic band we're talking about.
I got hit really hard once. And
really?
Yeah, like right in the family jewels.
Oh, really?
Oh, in your testicles.
like 2 meters out.
That was back
2 meters out?
Yeah.
That was in your skinny jean
Well,
phase.
that sounds like something I want to try.
I remember I turned the corner and like I almost started crying. Like I fell to the floor and I was done for the day. It was not.
Did you feel nauseous?
It was not pleasant. Yeah, I was done. Like I was
the
out.
old, like, I think I want to throw up.
I needed to be carried off.
Yeah.
I'd go in full hockey equipment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You might have
doesn't
to.
matter. Like
you'd have to.
You should probably at least wear a cup for that exact reason.
Yeah, that has to start happening.
Just baggy clothes.
That was not good.
Yeah. I think, like I said, it was your skinny jean phase. That's the problem.
It was.
All right, question number 2. Is it too soon to start getting worried about the Oilers making the playoffs?
Is it too soon? It's always too soon. Yes.
Till when,
always
though?
Till like February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but watch this. Trevor, you at all worried about the Oilers making the playoffs right now? They're on pace for 82 points.
I'm not gonna lie. There's starting.
I knew it. I told you. I knew he would.
The devil on my shoulder is starting to say, "Hey, like, this team's actually not that good." Like, yeah, I'm starting to get those thoughts. I will say they are. They're coming. They are coming. So I don't know. I
still think it's. I'm with Phrase. Like I think it's too early.
I'm
not waiting until February to panic, but I think it's too early.
No, like I've seen this team. No, they will be fine. But I don't know, man. That loss did something to me. It did.
Glenn texts in and says, why doesn't the team go to Grandma's house for a team building day and get their ear pulled by Grandma and told to smarten up?
Yeah. Connor, you go
smarten up.
You go fetch me a Willa as thick as my thumb.
Let's see here. Deaky Sparks says, put the defenseman down the firing range and see if they can dodge balls like they dodge pucks out front.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a paintball reference, I guess.
Good.
This one says a poetry class for a team building event. Yeah. It's about as physical as the Oilers currently are.
Yeah.
Ooh,
nice.
The rookie.
Gotta be.
The rookie with an absolute killer. All right, keep those text messages flying in. All right, let's go this one. Question number 3. This will be for all three of us. If you were the coach, what's the one thing you do with the lineup tonight?
Split up Connor and Leon for sure. That's one thing I would do.
I would 100% do that tonight. I would agree with you on that one. Although I could see Knobloch leaving them together, weaker competition, drop the hammer. They're each going to play 25 minutes tonight to get the dub.
I hope not, because
Bush played 28 minutes on Saturday night, by the way.
You can't tell by the scoreboard.
Almost played half the game, 9-1.
Like that makes sense now. Look at the score.
Wow,
Actually,
really controlled the pace of play.
Finally got to the bottom of it.
Well, yeah, you split up the best line for the Oilers in that Colorado game, which was the second line, Leon, Roslovic, and
didn't make a lot of sense, did it?
No, it didn't. So that's been their best line. Put that one together. That's your first matter of business, is get those guys going.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the one thing I do, that's what I do.
It's interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing them flip McDavid and Draisaitl.
So you put McDavid with Roslovic.
I
and
wouldn't
Puck
mind
Holden.
seeing that.
Yeah.
And then also running Draisaitl with Nuge.
With Nuge, Mangiapane for now.
Yeah.
Oh, Hyman, where are you?
Exactly.
Can you hurry back?
Yeah.
All right. Portions of this hour brought to you by Hammer Injury Law. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, understand your rights and get the compensation you deserve. Rick Mallett of Hammer Injury Law. Over 35 years of injury law experience. Do not face the insurance company alone. Visit hammerinjurylaw.ca or call 1-855-98-HAMMER. That's 1-855-98-HAMMER. I was saying last week, I want to get into a little accident just so I can pick up the phone and call 1-855-98-HAMMER. That's an awesome name. Drop the hammer. Drop the hammer with Rick Mallett and Hammer Injury Law. Check it out. hammerinjurylaw.ca. 1-855-98-HAMMER. They'll do all the heavy lifting for you and get you what you need/deserve. All right. Gager's on the way. Very interested to see where Gager comes out on this debacle on Saturday night. We'll have your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast because they get back at it tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and then the wrap for William Huff still to come. Lots of great text messages today. Royal Pizza text of the day. It's going to be tough. There's been a lot of good texts today that we'll try to continue to sort through. But Joaquin Gage is on the way next. Let's get to a sports update right now with YouTube. Trev, I also want to say it. You're doing a fabulous job on the sports updates today, buddy.
You don't jinx me before my last
fantastic.
one.
I think you have just been terrific
on all your
you should
success.
Totally just be calm and
crush
cool and not be nervous heading into this one.
Yeah, thank you.
The sports update brought to you by Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. Limited Christmas party dates still available. Whether you have 50 or 150 people, we can host your party with a savory buffet dinner. Quench your thirst with a full-service bar. Sounds delicious. Go to egmgolf.com for more details on the Christmas party. Here's Trev with the best update I ever heard in my entire life.
Justin Herbert threw for one touchdown as the LA Chargers handled the Pittsburgh Steelers 25-10 on your NFL Sunday Nighter. Week 10 wraps up tonight as the Green Bay Packers host the Eagles. You can catch all the action with Lieutenant Eric live at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge inside Century Casino, Fort Road. Enjoy loaded burger specials, free heated underground parking, and your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for two to see the Broncos take on the Raiders in Vegas. A packed NHL slate last night. The last place Calgary Flames were blanked 2-0 by the Minnesota Wild, while the Blackhawks crushed the Red Wings 5-1. The Senators double up on the Mammoth 4-2. Hurricanes edged the Maple Leafs 5-4. Ducks took down the Jets 4-1. And the first place Avalanche slipped past the Canucks 5-4 in overtime. Just 4 games on the NHL schedule tonight, including the Edmonton Oilers back on home ice against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Oil look to bounce back after an embarrassing 9-1 loss on Saturday. Coverage begins with the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show with Tom Gazzola starting at 5:30. Puck drop set for 6:30. Over to the hardwood, 7 games in the NBA last night. The Thunder beat the Grizzlies 114-100. The Warriors rolled past the Pacers 114-83. And the Knicks dominated the Nets 134-98. 9 games around the association tonight, while the Toronto Raptors are off until tomorrow. And the stage is officially set for the 112th Grey Cup in Winnipeg. Trevor Harris and the Saskatchewan Roughriders will square off with the undefeated Davis Alexander and the Montreal Alouettes. Kickoff goes next Sunday at 4 o'clock. The sports update is brought to you by the Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. Limited Christmas party dates still available. Whether you have 50 or 150 people, we can host your party with savory buffet dinner and quench your thirst with our full-service bar. Go to egmgolf.com for more details. I'm YouTube Trev, and you're up to date. Yeah!
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers.
She's so tenacious.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Revving up his engine, listen to the crowd just roar. No reason for tension, Zach is gonna shoot and score. Hyman's in the scoring zone. Right into the scoring zone. Signed for 7 years years now he's playing by McDavid's side. He's got you jumping out of your seat 'cause of that look in his eyes. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone. You know he's gonna score a few. Playing with Connor, it's a top line overload. You'll finally see what he can do. So raise your hands up as high as they can go.
He always said that was a magician's secret.
His energy is contagious.
Playing with an edge, that's what you're gonna see. Taking the next step, 'cause he's no longer with the Leafs. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right.
8:34 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. Zach Hyman goal song right there. That's gonna turn the season around right there. Nielson Show original songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters, a family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online, www.totemoutfitters.ca. All right. Keep the text messages coming in. One of them's going to end up winning your Royal Pizza text of the day. We're going to get to Joaquin Gage. Gage is going to join us. Gage will be in on EST Afternoons today. We're actually on location for Lock Shop and Oil Stream today at Boston Pizza in the Mayo. So if you'd like to join us, swing on by, buy you a beverage at lunchtime. I'll be there at 11 o'clock for the Lock Shop. Tommy Gazzola will join me for what should be a pretty spirited oil stream today from 12 until 1. That's the Mail Boston Pizza. Swing on by and join Tommy and I today for lunch. Let's head back to the Firehouse Subs hotline where we are joined by Joaquin Gage this morning. And boy, Gager, let's be honest, did you watch the entire game on Saturday night?
I did. I watched
just like me.
Start to finish, that I sat in my chair and watched that entire game. It was something, but I gotta say a little, to admit it, I had a huge sense of pride watching that game. And the reasoning is I don't usually go to a lot of morning skates, but I went down because I know a few people on the Avs just to say hi. So, and I went to go see Jack Drury. That, he was just a little kid. I played with his dad in Germany and went to see Jack, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I remember going over with my wife and babysitting him and allowing Ted and Liz, his parents, to go for dinner. And they had 3 other kids, right, at the time. So, but then I'm watching Jack play, and I'm feeling the sense of pride. I was on the ice with this kid, and he was shooting on me as a little and playing mini sticks at his house in Germany. And I see him go into a face-off and snap the puck back like immediately in a face-off against Leon Draisaitl. And I was just like, man, that's pretty cool that I was part of, although a very minute part of his hockey journey. But what a great kid! I was really happy for him. And of course, by transference of skill, he ends up with 2 goals that night.
Yeah, not surprised. Wish you would have played mini sticks with one of the Oilers. Yeah. God. Gager, what's the most concerning thing for you coming out of that hockey game?
Well, I mean, a lot of people talk about like where's the pushback? Where's the violence? Why isn't anyone getting mad at what's happening?
That's the thing, right? It's not even violence. It's like, be angry.
But it's different now too, right, Dusty? Like it's different on how that transpires in a game that doesn't have the old, I'm just going to go slash a guy and jump him, right? That doesn't really happen anymore. So this is why it's even more concerning, because that's kind of an easy way out. I would play in games where guys were just like, you know what, I'm taking 5 and a 10 and getting out of here. This is crazy. But the way you do it now is just trying to get your game back, right? You start working in the hard areas. Like, again, I haven't been to a lot of morning skates, but there I was watching the MacKinnon line. It was the end of practice. They weren't even practicing. And all they were doing was passing the puck on the walls. And I didn't see the Oilers skate, so they probably do something similar. But as we know, like a lot of the game is performed on the walls. And if you look at all those goals, it all comes from hard work, tenacity, dedication, and a desire to beat your opponent by beating them on wall battles and getting the puck and making plays. And I just watched that and I was like, because usually, in pregame skates, everyone wants to feel good and they're just flowing and shooting the pucks. But these guys were actually doing like small zone drills before the game. And even the Drury line, they were at the other end doing the exact same thing. And I'm like, this is interesting. But then watching the game, I mean, the Colorado Avalanche, what a team. Like, the way they play the game is exactly what you want. Like, they were all gas, no break that whole game. They did not care about they had no regard for human life on the opposite side. They just punished the Oilers, which was, I found myself, I didn't even really notice how bad the Oilers were in that game, Dusty. I just realized how good the Colorado Avalanche play hockey.
Paul Coffey's not on the bench anymore, and it looks like it matters. But if you were to ask me what the difference is, I can't put my finger on it. So what, from your perspective, is not happening, especially in game, that maybe did happen when this team plays more successful?
First of all, it's good to see you, Fraser. Thanks for the question.
It's good to see you too.
That game epitomizes what is wrong with the Edmonton Oilers, and it's a lack of desire to compete in the hard areas of the ice, right? Like I said before, those wall battles, the being prepared, the thinking 2 steps ahead every time you're on the ice. Like, you look at the eyes and face. Like, I almost sent out a group text after Makar's first goal. You saw him on the bench afterwards, and he was like, it was a scary look. He looked like the Terminator, how focused he was watching the play right after that. There was no like high fives on the bench. He was just completely engaged again. You don't see that from the Oilers. Tonight is a huge point in the season to them. How they respond. How are they going to play? Are they just going to play that, try to freewheel style and pull up on the boards and allow guys to the hard areas and not compete? Or is there going to be more compete from this team to make it at least a little bit difficult for the other team to have success? That's the part that I think is completely lacking. To answer your question, Fraser.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, a loss tonight. Let's say they lose 4-1 to Columbus tonight. That's even more concerning to me than getting run in your own barn by Colorado, because it's coming after that game. Like, you have to have some sort of response tonight. And Gage, you make a good point in that, nobody's going out and cross-check or, slashing a guy across the wrist and getting kicked out of the game. But, I mean, go to the front of the net. Put a glove in somebody's face. Like, I don't understand what purpose Trent Frederick is supposed to serve for this team. I mean, when your team's down 3-0, 4-1 in that last game, I mean, do something that makes the other team notice you. Like, it's extremely frustrating because this team is lacking any sort of physicality. He's the one guy that maybe you expected from. And he said after the game, nobody wants to fight a guy who scored 1 goal in 15 games. I said, actually, most guys who are fighting only have 1 goal in 15 games. Like, I don't know. I'm really concerned about what this guy ends up being for the team if at this point he doesn't understand that.
I wasn't like what he said wasn't he wasn't lying, right? But the fact that he doesn't know how to get engaged physically in a game without just going around and handing out invitations to fight him, like
start a scrum. Like, that's the most you're going to get nowadays, really. And they didn't even get.
Well, yeah, but like you said, Dusty, it's not that hard to get under the skin or play at a higher physical level in certain areas. Like you said, go to the front of the net. Maybe there is a little bit of a snow shower on the goalie when he covers it up. I mean, there wasn't too many shots or whatever, but or something. He should be able to know how to be an agitator on the ice, aside from just asking people if they'll drop their gloves with him. That doesn't make sense to me, because if that's the case, that is really alarming, because his whole, I mean, Stan Bowman said his unique set of skills, I don't know, it's definitely not Liam Neeson. All right. It's something else that his specific set of skills are right now.
I will find you and I will give you the sticky glove.
It's at least
do that at least.
I wonder if part of the Oilers' problem right now is in their locker room and in their coaching meetings, they sound a lot like us. Is it possible that they're just over concerned about themselves and not thinking about their next opponent enough? Like teams come into Edmonton with a game plan on how to succeed playing the Edmonton Oilers. And it does not feel, at least, like this is an Oilers team that responds in kind, that they go into a hockey game with a plan to take on whatever team that they are taking on that night. It seems like they're just really concerned about themselves and what they're doing, not so much just executing a game plan.
Well, there's, I mean, we've said it for a few weeks now. There's no joy you see in this game, right? There's absolutely no joy. And
that's a passion thing too, right, Gager? Both the good side and the bad side of being passionate about what you're doing.
I mean, you watch a lot of those Avs goals. They're fired up. They're big plays. They're ready to roll here. At times, Edmonton Oilers, they look pained when they score a goal, and Connor McDavid said yesterday, I believe he said something about, it's on us to bring the energy up. Well, that could be really easy if he just shows a little bit more emotion when something good happens on the ice, right? So, like, everyone acts, and it's a trait that the whole team has taken over to an extent, right? And I mean, where is the physical play, guys? That's the thing. Where's the commitment to go into the corners with a guy and battle with that person and get the puck and make a play? Like, that's the Avs. I would have them watching the Avalanche play and go, look, guys, this is what we're probably going to have to go up against if we want to get back to where we were. And unfortunately, I mean, they had a bad game, but still, I don't think if the Edmonton Oilers play well, they're still not even close to that team right at this moment. That's what would be concerning.
Yeah, Colorado still has just one regulation loss this season. Like, they're a wagon right now. So I think that's a comment that a lot of people agree with. Gager, look, I can't have you on and not talk about goaltending because people will tear me apart if we don't dive into this. I mean, I thought, how did I break it down earlier? First goal, pretty good shot from Makar. Second one went right through Skinner. He simply got to have it. Brindley was wide open behind two defensemen to pick up the rebound on the third one. And the fourth one, 5 Edmonton Oilers were standing around as Drury skated right through them with his stick on the ice for a deflection. Pickard comes in. I thought he even looked more awkward than Skinner. But when you give up 9, it's going to be a massive part of the conversation. What did you think of the goaltending on Saturday?
It was subpar for sure, right? They looked like e-bugs, both of them. I mean, the pucks that go through you at that point. And I even after I was thinking, I almost sent this one out in the text line is get Skinner out of there after the Landeskog goal, regardless if it was a goal or not, because I just saw the shoulders slump, the looking down at the ice. He was a defeated guy at that point. And I mean, Pickard comes in, and I refer to that breakaway goal. It looked like mousetrap goaltending. You remember that old game Mousetrap where you tried to jump on the ball that came down? Like that's what it looked like he was trying to do. It was grotesque goaltending, I would say. And Yeah, just completely not good enough. But then again, I mean, Skinner made some really good saves right up to the point before he got pulled too. Like
he stopped Lekin in point blank. He stopped one of the guys on a breakaway, and he stopped MacKinnon on a pretty sick one-timer on the power play. Like it could have been 13-14-1, man.
It should have been. I mean, it's so hilarious that the shining light that you bring out of this is the PK going like you said earlier. I think I heard you say it should have been 14-15-1, right? Without some big saves because the power play was pretty good for the Avs. Like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great, but it still generated a lot of chances.
They were zipping it around for sure, yeah. All right. Well, Gager, we'll see you around later on.
All right, buddy. You guys have a good morning.
There you go. That's Joaquin Gage on the Firehouse Subs hotline. 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton, the greater area. Easy to grab a hot and hearty sub. Close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, and made to satisfy. Let's dive in. Hey, they get to do it again tonight. Right? That's the best thing about 82 games. You always got another one. Let's get into your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast. The Blue Jackets roll into town tonight. The Edmonton Oilers did practice yesterday. At one point, McDavid was pointing at something and talking to Bush and Ekholm.
Those are the right guys.
We'll see what happens. Nugent Hopkins maintenance day yesterday. Here's what we saw from the Oilers last time they rolled out. McDavid with Draisaitl and Roslovic. Nuge with Mangiapane and Podkolzin. Philp with Frederick and Henrique. Tomaszek with Savoy and Howard. Ekholm, Bush, Nurse, Regula, Kulak, and Jake Wallman. Every single one of those guys was a minus player on Saturday night. The Columbus Blue Jackets come in at 7-7. They have Monahan with Miles Wood and Kent Johnson, Fantilli with Marchenko and Voronkov, Coyle with Mathieu Olivier and Sillinger, Beluz, Chinnikov, and Jenner.
You can't lose to that.
And then Werenski and Matejchuk, Provorov and Severson, Christensen and Fabro. It's not just this lineup. It's after what happened last game.
You can't lose to that lineup. Like, when they are throwing Sean Monahan as their 1C out against you.
In 2025.
Yeah, like you can't lose to that team. But they could.
They might. Yeah, they could, but they probably will win. We've got that EST early bird special up over at our title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk Play Alberta. Connor McDavid bounced back, right? He said they got humbled last game. Well, then bounced back over 1.5 points and the Oilers to win tonight, plus 145. It
was the Iron Sheiks line, wasn't it?
Which one was that?
I will humble you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. That was pre my wrestling era. The Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and the Northern Alberta area for over 50 years. Shout out to the crew over at GCL Diesel, Cam and Mike and all the guys over there. Fraser, what's your key to a victory tonight for this team? What would you say it is?
First goal. Like, score the first goal, man.
Score the first goal. Because if they don't, though, it's going to tighten up pretty quick.
You're down 1-0 early in this. Ugh. How about first save? That's the other one. Like, don't treat that first shot like a hand grenade.
I can't even imagine what social media will look like if Columbus scores on their first shot tonight.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it's like the most beautiful goal you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
They'll be the heads are going to roll from the goaltender.
Listen, I don't put money on things. If I was somebody who did, I would bet on the Oilers to win tonight. But this also could very much be Oilers control play for 5 minutes straight to start the game. Don't score.
Columbus has actually had pretty above expected goaltending so far this year.
And then Columbus first shot on goal, they score. Like, we could see.
Shots are 8-1. It's 1-0 Columbus.
Exactly.
God, but then
we don't see that game.
Even if that's how it starts, you got to push through and find a way against this team. You have to. There has to be a bounce back tonight. We've got a full day of coverage. Chris Pronger, by the way, is going to be on the Reed Wilkins show tonight from 3 until 6. So mark that in your calendars. We'll be live on location from 11 until 1 at the Nemeo Boston Pizza. So please swing by and join Tommy and I for lunch today. They're rolling out a new Christmas/winter menu.
Okay.
And we're going to try some of those items today, which should be a lot of fun. My game day prediction as we roll through this orange and blue breakfast. Leon Draisaitl goal tonight. It's got to be the big boys. Like, nothing against the other guys who don't really matter.
Yeah.
But it's got to be the big guys that lead you out of this. It has to be.
I would just lie to Draisaitl and say McDavid's injured.
And then you go do your thing. Trev, what's your prediction tonight, buddy? I am genuinely curious what heartbroken YouTube Trev thinks is going to happen tonight. Yeah.
I think the Oilers come out strong, maybe 3 goals, and
they'll always protect that.
And they will not. They'll blow it 4-3.
Oh, come on.
Blue Jackets win.
Trev, I'll say this.
You're in a good headspace, eh, Trev?
I don't want to be the major homer here. But if they get up 3-0 against Columbus tonight, buddy, I'll tell you right now, they're hanging on for the win.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they're hanging on for that win, Trev. Be ready for that.
Okay, well, yeah, that would be nice, and I definitely need it. So I would like
need
that.
it. Nobody needs a win, including the Oilers, more than this guy right here.
Yeah.
YouTube Trev.
I'm gonna
He's
start
distraught today.
I'm going to start smoking. Might have to. I know why Hernan doesn't know.
Well, you know why Hernan smokes darts at certain times.
Might have to.
All right, let's get to your Selly's Monday Night Football Challenge. Lieutenant Eric will be at Selly's tonight. And a good Monday nighter. Like,
good Monday,
phrase you said. You know, as soon as the Oilers fall down 3-0, flip over to the Monday nighter
This is a
tonight.
real easy Monday nighter to flip over to.
Eagles and Packers. Packers are a 1-point favorite at home. So this is basically a pick 'em. If you like the Packers to win tonight, text Packers.
2 of the top teams in the NFC.
Yeah, it's a huge game. Huge game. And I think next Sunday night's Eagles-Lions, which is another big one. Eagles-Packers. If you like the Eagles to win tonight, text Eagles to 780-218-9999. If you like the Packers to win tonight, text Packers. And if you win, if your team that you pick wins, you go into a draw, win a gift certificate to Selly's. Join Eric tonight at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino, Fort Road. Fraser, you like the Eagles or the Packers tonight?
I like the Packers.
Oh, I'm on the Eagles.
Yeah, okay.
We are torn here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, this is good.
I think the pressure of the NFC North will bring out the best in the Packers.
This should be like maybe not a shootout, but a pretty good football game tonight. I think is what we're expecting. So we've got that going for us. Packers or Eagles to the inbox at 780-218-9999. Let's dive into the wrap for Bruce and the team at William Huff. Saw Bruce multiple times in Hamilton. He was out there getting everything set up. He had to. So Bruce Simpson from William Huff. He was in the Hammer on Saturday for that game.
Okay.
I chatted with him, and he was flying to Winnipeg that night to start painting the field yesterday morning for the Grey Cup.
Very cool.
So quick turnaround for Bruce. He's away from home for like 2 weeks. If you bump into Bruce Simpson at the Grey Cup, awesome dude.
A legend.
WilliamHuff.com is where you can find it. What did we learn on the show today?
The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's November, and we're panicking about the Oilers.
I learned that YouTube Trev described himself as the Lorax of the fan base in the 6 o'clock hour.
I speak for the fans.
Yes.
I'm a fan, and I speak for the fans. Yeah, it's a good movie, man. I like that movie growing up.
You know what's not a good movie?
Oh,
Butcher's Crossing.
So
I haven't had time to get to it because I've been so fired out today. I guess
The Lorax was not not successful speaking for the trees. Let me just throw that out.
I never watched it.
They cut down all the trees.
Oh, no.
It was sad.
Oh, Trev, that's a horrible reference for you then.
Yeah.
Anyway, Thursday night, I'm in Toronto, in the hotel, turned on Netflix, and I see the number 4 movie on Netflix that day was Butcher's Crossing with Nick Cage. I was like, what? This must have just come out. How did I know about this? Everybody's watching it. This is incredible. Turn it on. I swear to God, everybody, worst bloody movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
So I was kind of I was doing a little bit of work, watched the first half, was like, that's atrocious. Go to Hamilton, call the game. Saturday night, I end up back in the hotel in Toronto again, and I'm sick. I'm a sick puppy. I was like, you know what? I got to see how Butcher's Crossing finished. Finished worse than it started. Like, the main crux of this movie is Nick Cage wants to pull off the biggest buffalo hunt of all time and kills 1,500 buffaloes with a rifle. It just keeps going to shots of him shooting. I love Nick Cage. He's my guy, but
just goes nowhere.
See, and I tuned in and checked out that Pluribus on Apple TV.
I don't even know what that is.
It's pretty good.
Is it better than Butcher's Crossing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sound of the day today. I mean, I don't even know where to go for the sound of the day today. Pete left a tire fire, I guess.
Ryan Taylor Hall, he came in and moved them all. 1 for 1, the deal's done. Bobby Mack let us know. Ryan Stromey lost it twice. Drake from Manning was not nice. 2 good picks, they went for Griff. Pete just had to go. Eric Greiber buyout, what was that all about? Miko signed a 3-year deal, and my friends, that ain't no steal. Traded for Spooner, shoulda canned him sooner. Chris Russell, Lucic, no movement on their deals. He left a tire fire. Bobby Nix is
the day, sound of the day right there. Pete left a tire fire. I also watched Task over the weekend, and it totally made up for Butcher's Crossing.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a pretty good
More
show.
Task.
I haven't seen that yet. Well, I'm out of Task now. I watched all 7 episodes. Yeah, it was a big binge. All right, let's get to your text of the day today for Royal Pizza.
Royal Pizza.
It's the text of the day. Sour Patch Kid. Remember this one earlier in the show? The Oilers put the rest of the league on notice with that game on Saturday. No one comes into our house and scores 10 goals. That's a funny text. That's a nice way to have some fun with it, I think. Congratulations, Sour Patch Kid. You've won a gift certificate to Royal Pizza. Swing by and pick up the GC. Still making it great with the best and freshest ingredients you'll find. Top-notch service for over 55 years. Order online today, royalpizza.ca, or visit one of their 14 locations in the Edmonton area. Trev, can you contact Sour Patch Kid? Let him know that he won?
I can.
Maybe he'll cheer you up a little bit, eh?
Maybe.
All right, what are we watching tonight? We're watching the Oilers and Jackets tonight. Pretty good Monday nighter.
Yeah, Monday nighter.
On Prime.
And the NFL's going to be.
If I can find a way to watch it. They'll be playing it.
Have Prime.
You don't have Prime?
No. It'll be out.
Do you have Netflix?
No.
Oh, then you can't watch Butcher's Crossing.
Oh, damn.
Just go buy a Fire Stick. They're like $30.
Yeah, I'll get on that. All right. It's at Century, eh? I imagine.
Oh, it'll be. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course it'll be on. Yeah.
So I'm going there.
You're going to pop by Century, watch stuff.
And then we don't have work tomorrow.
No, we don't. Oh, you're going to get into one tonight.
Yes, I am.
Good luck, Trev. Good luck with that. All right. I'm gonna be an adult and hang out with my family tonight. Watch the game. And console my family when they lose. Yeah, exactly. That's right. All right, that's going to do it for us. Coming back up on 95.7 Cruise FM. Oh, Blink 182. All the small things. That's a classic. That's when they run around naked, isn't it? I think that's.
I think you're right. Yeah.
That's a good. I think that's it. Or is that? What's my age again? What? That's that one. It's different.
You think?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. But Blink 182 is coming.
All the
up.
small things is the Backstreet Boys riff.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. We knew we'd get to it.
Yeah.
All right. We are continuing with Edmonton Sports Talk on TuneIn Radio, on iHeartRadio, over on YouTube as well. Fraser, good working with you today, buddy.
It's always a pleasure.
I love seeing Fraser. For you too, Trev, Will Fraser, I am Dustin Nielson. Take it easy.